All right, hello everybody. How's it going? How is everybody doing? Let's see. Let me switch over to OBS here so I can see my chat. Magus wonders what he missed. Well, nothing. Just conflicting music. And then we have your boy Nobody has been here for 6 hours. Yeah, definitely not anything going on for that 6 hours, that's for sure. We got Ross Norris in the chat. Welcome, buddy. The Panicked Monk. Joe, welcome. Silent Echo is here. Hey, I think it's a party. James is here. Man, James made the beginning of a stream. That's awesome. He usually drops in later. How's it going, James? Hope you're doing well. Canis Venetici, welcome, buddy. It's a new name. Is this a new name or is this a new person in the chat? If it's a new person, welcome aboard. Stay a while and listen. All right. Might just be me, but the music seems loud. The music, the background music for the game, I can barely hear it. Missed the past few streams, so I'll be needing some updates. I'll do a build update here. I don't really remember what happened last time. Oh yeah, there was the music does kick up a little bit in the intro screen during the waiting period. But now we just got regular background music. Nice and calm. Music's fine on my end. Good. Well, that's usually how busy I am at the moment, but I made it this time. Also, Use My Football Team has made the premium of the premium competition called the Champions League, where the European best play okay, cool. Awesome. Always great when your team makes a playoff run or a championship tournament or something like that. It doesn't happen that often in Arizona, but it does happen, which is good. We had the Diamondbacks, my baseball team, make the World Series a few years ago. That was awesome. We had the Suns in the NBA Finals. Geez, that must have been at least 5 years ago now. And then, of course, we won the World Series with the Diamondbacks long time ago. And then we lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers in football. Geez, that must have been like 15 years ago now. Somewhere along then. And then I ended up marrying a Steelers fan. Just my luck. All right. So let's get into the build here. Okay, so like I said in the description on Discord, this is going to the build's done. If you want to see the final form, this is what it is. I am still doing some leveling here and there, just trying to kick the loot levels up a little bit and the monster levels up. But I'm not making any changes to the build or the gear or anything like that. Now, these nerfs to these attributes, I'm not really sure where this stuff is coming from. I'm pretty sure it has to do with the heavy armor that I'm wearing, though. I think that heavy armor will debuff a lot of different things, including your spell effectiveness, but also things like speed and stuff like that. Endurance, it'll drain you a little bit more. Yeah, lots of debuffs. So I think that if I go through and just remove all of this heavy armor here, we're gonna get a naked Nord here, and he is ugly as sin because I did not spend long enough in the character creator. It looks like his skull is malformed a little bit. And then we go back to, oh shit, that doesn't look right, does it? No. Where the hell are all these debuffs coming from? I was sure it was the armor that he was wearing. Huh. If anybody knows where all these debuffs are coming from, let me know. I don't have any diseases or anything. Just birth sign, magnitude, birth sign, and then Nord frost immunity. Afflictions? Huh. Just gotta go to a temple and heal up. I do have a cure disease. spell that I've been using that clears it out of the list. Let's go ahead and go do a naked trip to the Temple of Stendar, I think, over here in Bruma. Now I know the music was loud. I had Magus's Twitch page up to grab the URL and a video was playing. Nice. Yeah, relative volume levels aren't always the greatest. Where is... It's right up here. Yeah, I think there's a magnitude to the cure disease stuff, isn't there? Dang, look at that. Chat to the rescue. Yeah, I wonder why those don't show up. Well, anyway, I've been playing a debuffed warrior now for probably 20, 30 hours because I've noticed those attributes were crazy debuffed. All right. Let's get all this equipment back on. Now how are we doing? Much better. Okay, so I am level 32, going on 33 here. So I don't have all my attributes maxed out, but you know, we're well on the way to do that. Speed is the next priority along with luck, and then we're putting personality personality third with everything. Luck takes a number of virtue points that you get every time you level up, so that I want to do next. Just to try to get everything, you know. Personality is probably more useful. Luck, as long as you have it over 50, it's not really going to do anything except for the Mehrunes Razor, a chance of killing outright, which we don't use that weapon anyway. A chance to break a repair hammer, which we have our armor rating up to 100, so we never break a hammer anyway. And then whether or not you win at the arena, if you gamble there, luck will help that too. But those are pretty much the only three things. You can do a full luck build, and a certain amount of luck over 50 will boost up all of your attribute points for all of these, for every attribute that you have. So one strategy is to use is, if you're going to do a luck build, focus on luck as much as possible, and that will boost up all the rest of your skills, all the rest of your attributes. But we're not doing a luck build, so luck, as long as it's 50, it's completely useless. You don't need it. So yeah, probably personality would be better to... I'll probably switch back to personality, because that does do dialogue checks and, you know, getting better deals with your trade, getting better deals when you sell stuff, when you buy stuff, you know, that kind of thing. So these are all the major attributes, or all the attributes that I have. Speed, all the good stuff. Strength is the most important one here. Intelligence, willpower, agility, and endurance. Endurance is the second most important one, because that is how fast you regenerate health and your maximum health. Strength, of course, determines your damage output, your physical damage output, with the bigger weapons, the long swords, maces, war axes, battle axes, war hammers, claymores, all those. It doesn't scale with your daggers or your short swords, or your bows, but everything else, pretty much all the warrior stuff, you definitely want strength. But strength also helps with encumbrance. You get your encumbrance way high. I haven't been over encumbered in dozens of hours. It's been amazing. And it does help with health pools as well, I believe. Yes, it does. So strength is the most important for really any melee class, I would argue. And then endurance, just, you know, how quickly your health regenerates, but mostly your maximum health. So that is going to be the second most important. In OG Oblivion, endurance was the most important. If you're going to play any kind of melee class whatsoever, endurance was your number one priority, because of the way you got a percentage of your endurance as maximum health each time you leveled up. So you wanted that endurance as high as possible, as soon as possible, to get those like compound interest, kind of, if you if you invest your money. Yeah, so there's that. Endurance scale, I don't think endurance scales beyond 100. So once you get to 100, you're going to get your max regeneration regardless of when you get to endurance 100. That's how much you get. Now you can get fortify health effects and things like that, and that will scale your maximum health pools up beyond, you know, endurance level 100. But that's not an attribute at that point. That's just a property. Over cucumbered in deeds. Let's see. James. Silent. It's a long time. Yeah, I've been playing on expert difficulty too. I might hike this up to master at some point soon. Yeah, I've been playing a debuffed character this whole damn time. Holy shit. Just because it didn't show anything in the active effects. Buggy ass game. All right. So major skills I chose for this build. This is a custom warrior build, right? This is not a built-in warrior build. You can make the built-in one work, but you have to be very diligent about only upgrading or only leveling up one offensive skill. Choose one, go with it, at least until you get your enchanting up to where you can, where your enchanted weapon, the enchantment effect on your weapon is doing the heavy lifting for you as far as damage output. Physical damage in this game is not good. It is not going to scale well at all with you, except for the exception of the block bash, the shield bash, because that does scale with your strength over 100, which is why I have my strength up to 170 and buff it in other ways when I need to use it. But yeah, one offensive skill until you get your enchanting up, until you get a really good enchanted weapon that can carry your damage output for you, and then you can start leveling up anything you want. But for this build, I took armor because you really want that those repair hammers that never break, and also to be able to temper your armor and hone your weapons to above their maximum effectiveness. So with armor, that means you're going to get more armor rating out of each piece, and with weapons, you're going to get more damage out of each swipe, right? So this was super important, especially for just not having to carry around 20 to 30 repair hammers everywhere you go, which is what you have to do until you get to this point, because you're going to be repairing your gear a lot. I was super happy when Skyrim came out that there was no weapon durability system in that, because that was my least favorite thing about this game. That was my least favorite thing about Fallout 3 as well. So a lot of people like to bemoan the streamlining and the dumbing down of BGS games. That was one thing that I was very happy to see go and not come back, was the durability bullcrap. So yeah, that's good. Block is another one. I use this, like I said, as my main means of physical damage output. In the remaster, you get a new shield bash, which unlocks at skill level 75, which you can get to really quickly in this game. So when you're leveling up your skills, block should be the main priority, and then maybe armor after that. You can level them both up really quickly. But shield bash is great. Once you get to level 75, you get the shield bash. The damage output of the shield bash scales with your strength attribute, and it scales beyond level 100. It's not capped at level 100 like everything else in this game is. Playing the Necro and Shadow Strider on expert, although the Argonian is arguably a master level character. Oh, nice. That's the Shadow Strider, I'm guessing. Yeah, stealth in this game is really good. You can go far with stealth, especially Nightblade style. Only athletics and acrobatics benefit from anything over 100 in skills. Oh, nice. Yeah. Just wondering if endurance health boost scales beyond. If it does. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Almost every single game in this, or every single thing in this game is capped at level 100, and they don't let you go beyond that. That's kind of why I like buildcraft better in Skyrim than in this game, because Skyrim, it's wide open. There are ways to uncap your damage output regardless of what kind of character you're playing. In this game, it's once you hit level 100, that's as strong as you're ever going to be. It's the shield bash that isn't capped, because that's a new thing that they added to the game, and they just didn't put the cap in there for whatever reason. I wouldn't be shocked if they dropped a patch on this and that was capped too. Probably not, but yeah, the build craft in this game is completely centered on enchanting and spellcrafting. And even if you're playing a warrior character or a thief character or some kind of rogue character that's just kind of sneaky and doesn't care about magic, the only way that you're gonna scale your damage output or your defense or anything beyond level 100 is with enchanting. And enchanting and spellcrafting. Enchanting is strong because of the stacking weaknesses that you can add to your weapons. And then the sigil stones obviously are very strong for enchanting your armor, getting your resistances and things up to the cap. But then spellcrafting, if you can raise your magicka pools up as high as possible in this game, that will allow you to craft and cast incredibly powerful spells. You can do all the same stuff that you do enchanting as far as like weakness to element, weakness to magic, and stack those up and just cast over and over and over again. You can do things like buffing up your willpower with a fortify willpower spell, which I do actually use in this game, which will charge up your magicka regeneration so that you cast that at the beginning of battle. It wipes out your entire huge magicka pool, but then it regenerates super quickly, and you can get that like infinitely regenerating magicka for 30 seconds or however long you need. Yeah, it's if you want to play on master difficulty level, there are some ways to fudge it on expert, but if you want to play on master, the only way to make a broken build in this game is with enchanting and with magic, and that's it. Physical damage doesn't get you anywhere unless you're a sneak character, backstab damage and things like that. But yeah, it's to me, build craft in this game is very limited because it has to focus on those two things. Yeah, it looks like Magus agrees there. Yeah, if you're not using spell crafting or enchanting in this game, you're really only playing half the game. You're playing a fraction of the game. Yeah, alchemy is another big one. If you're not using it, you're really missing out. And it's not like in Skyrim where you have a limited number of perks to pick in order to min-max your build. You can level all of these skills up and use them for any build. It's just a matter of how long do you want to play, how long do you want to grind skills that you may or may not use. Did you know you could effectively create a Wrath of Dagoth spell and play as Dagoth or stat-wise? Oh, really? I know there's some really broken-ass spells that you can create in this game, but I've never played Morrowind, so I don't know much about Dagoth Ur, but that sounds amazing. No, equipment degrading in Fallout is like a core theme. It's the post-apoc. Yeah, but then Fallout 4 nixed it, and I didn't miss it one bit. I would rather use the I love the gameplay loop in Fallout 4 where it's like you go and explore and you find these crafting items and then you take it back to a base and use those crafting items to upgrade your gear. I did not like having to collect 7,000 bolt action rifles in order to just keep one of them in good repair. I mean, I get where if you're trying to play like a post-apocalyptic, like more survival type of theme, which, yeah, arguably original Fallout was that. I just think it's a lot more fun without it, in my opinion. Ideally, you'd put a setting in the menu of like turn on equipment durability or not, right? Altmer Atronach, yeah, there's huge resistances there, and spell absorb. But yeah, like you said, you do need alchemy to regenerate magic because magicka is definitely a necessity for that one. But Karn would never try to play as Dagoth because while he's good, he is after all not a god. It's true. that you know. No, I'm no god. The theme of Fallout 4 was building things up, which differs from the stagnation of the previous games. Yeah. Yeah, no, the very central theme of that game was crafting, which I was very happy to do. I love crafting in these games, so the more they expand it, the better, in my opinion. The Magicka regen potions stack. That's amazing. That's awesome. I guess the only downside is you gotta gather ingredients, which a lot of people find mundane and boring, but I don't. All right. So blunt, the weapon choice that I made was blunt. And that is for two very specific reasons. One, war axes swing faster than longswords in this game. In Skyrim, it's the opposite. Your longswords will swing faster than war axes because there's no short sword, right? Short swords are definitely faster than war axes, but since we're a strength build, we're going with war axes on this one. Another thing that blunt does is you get a 15% shield effect when you power attack, which is huge early on if you're playing on higher difficulty levels because you really need a lot of damage resistance. Difficulty scaling and enemy level scaling are really harsh in this game, so all the defense you can get, the better, which, you know, leads you to surviving longer, which is absolutely necessary when you're playing a melee build. Heavy armor for obvious reasons. Nothing really too sexy. It just lasts longer. Gives you more protection, encumbers you less. But you're going to be using it all the time, so you want to level up faster in this game. You don't want to level up too fast, but you do kind of want to level up quickly, but level up the right skills in order to stay competitive with the enemies at the same level, right? I also took alchemy. Alchemy's great in this game. Like Magus said, there's really no downside. Oh, I said there was two specific reasons for blunt. I like axes. I like axes better than swords. I don't know why. It's probably something to do with the beard, I think. I got axes. I got battle axes and war axes in my blood. Yeah, alchemy, no downside. The main reasons I took alchemy was for temporary boosts. Obviously, that's what alchemy is all about. You give yourself temporary boosts to make the game easier for a short amount of time or a longer amount of time, depending on the equipment that you have. The number one main reason I did this, though, is for Fortify Strength potions. I can pop a Fortify Strength potion that boosts my strength up by quite a bit. Let's see. Do I have any left? I might have used them all. I think I've used them all. But even just a regular strong strength potion is a Fortify Strength of 20 points, which does actually add on to your shield bash damage. So I'm stacking the strength that I already have, which is awesome. I think I'm hitting like 140, 170 on strength. Plus the 20 that you get from the potion. I think I've gotten up above 40 with the self-crafted potions. I just don't have any left at the moment. So that's getting us up over 200. So we're up to like 210 plus. And then I have a spell that I use, this battle trance. No, battle surge. No, it's war cry is the one that I'm using. It's upgraded. It was for another 47 points of strength. So I'm up in the high 200s when I'm fully upgraded, which does bash for a lot of damage. And that's pure physical damage. You don't have to rely on elemental or enchantments or anything like that. So it's all about the strength here. So that's a big reason why I chose alchemy. But then also when you get into trouble and my spells that I'm using to restore my fatigue and my health are not cutting it, I can pop another potion that does both restore fatigue and restore health, and that's going to keep me alive for a really long time. Alteration is one that I just picked. It did help early in the game to cast those shield spells for more physical damage resistance, which is huge early in the game. Before you reach the armor cap more naturally, which I'm at right now. If we go to our armor here, you can see that I'm at the 85 armor cap right now. So I am resisting 85% of incoming physical damage. And that's, you know, after the huge damage buffs that enemies do on expert difficulty. Expert difficulty in this game is actually more difficult than legendary difficulty in Skyrim. I don't know if you knew that, but enemies do more damage, or you take more damage from enemies, and you do about the same. Maybe you might do a little bit more damage, but it's just like a fraction of a fraction. It's not anything, but survivability is really, really hard on expert if you're not doing your build right. And master difficulty, you gotta have a broken build for it. Expert's easy. Well, it's easy when your build is good, if you build correctly. Most people who play this game, they try to play it with Skyrim, right? They try to play it like Skyrim. They put it on adept. They just do whatever the hell they want, create their build with whatever they think sounds cool. And it always just works because Skyrim's that easy. You can't do that in this game. You can't just go with, you know, some semi half-baked build and just kind of take things that look cool and have a class with 4 different offensive skills in it, because you're gonna get cooked really, really early when your enemies start scaling beyond you. Yeah, you're more exactly right, because it's harder. But if you do it right, it's not hard. I've been playing on expert difficulty, and I do get into trouble here and then, because as a melee class where you're just tanking as much damage as possible and you're taking that much damage, when you get swarmed by like 4 Zivali with their conjurations, it can get bad fast. It can get bad really fast. But if you're a stealth build or a mage build that's, you know, it can keep its distance or just not be detected. If you're getting like wailed on like that, then you did something very wrong, and you need to figure out your strategy and tactics for the next time. But as a melee warrior build, yeah, you gotta be on your game. So alteration I took for the shield mostly, but it does also have some good stuff as far as like water breathing and some other things here and there that I did use, but mostly this was just a filler skill, because late game alteration doesn't really do much for you at all, especially once you hit that armor cap and you have all like 100% magic resistance on your gear. You're not going to need it. Restoration is important though, because that's where all your fortify attribute spells are. And you want that fortify strength for this build because of the shield bash. That's going to be your main form of offensive output for physical damage. So fortify strength is huge on this, but then you also get your cure disease spell, which works for some things, but not everything apparently, not for all the afflictions that you get. You got to go pray at a temple for that. Turns out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can see the beginning of the stream, and I was just severely debuffed, which I was, you know, playing on expert difficulty for the last couple dozen hours, and was not having a bad time at all with it. And then there's a bunch of other stuff here, like athletics. I don't like having in the major skills because it levels up constantly, but it levels up very slowly. It doesn't really help you. It makes you go a little faster. It helps with things like stamina regeneration and stuff, but those things are minor compared to things like damage output and defense and what kind of spells you can cast and what kind of potions you can create. I never put athletics in there because I can't control when it levels up, and it levels up very slowly even when it's magic. And this is a role-playing game. You want to be able to control your level ups, but you want to be able to level up pretty quickly, right? You just want to level up the right spells. It's a role-playing game, so you want to level up because that level up experience in a role-play game is like pretty much why people play role-playing games, right? Yeah, same reason for acro, but acro you can oh yeah, acro levels quickly. I do like acrobatics in major skills. I didn't put it in this one because there were other things that I wanted to do, and you know, if you're playing a tanky melee warrior, acrobatics doesn't really fit. It helps for sure, but it doesn't really fit the theme all that well. But it levels pretty quickly, and you can control it. Yeah, you just don't jump. This game is a little bit different with acrobatics than the original game because originally you weren't able to jump and attack. You had to get to like at least apprentice level acrobatics, I think, in order to do jump attacks. But yeah, in this game you get to do jumping attacks whenever. So in the last game I would always put acrobatics in the major skills because I wanted to be able to jump attack. You don't use it often, but when you go to use it and can't do it, it's annoying. So I would always put it in there. That would give you a 25 skill level right off the bat, so you could do it right away. And then if I wanted a quick level up, I just had to go somewhere and jump off a cliff a few times and I'm there. Yeah, I think it was like that too, Silent Echo, in the original, if I remember correctly. And in this game, it's more effective to go find like an overhang. I don't know if Bruma has anything like this anywhere. Maybe right here. And then you can, as long as you like get your head underneath a lower overhang and then just jump like a madman, you can even find them lower than this. This is the more effective use of your time, even though it's boring as hell. Yeah, there we go, got one. And that's not even a major skill. Yeah, find an overhang so where you can't jump as high as you can. You're gonna hit the ground a lot faster. You're gonna be able to hit your next jump even that much more quickly, and you'll level it up really quick. In the original game, what I used to do is I'd find like a good cliff that would hurt me, and then I would purposely cause damage to myself, and then I would level restoration at the same time. I would heal up and then go and jump off of this cliff again. And then I would be leveling up restoration and acrobatics at the same time. Yep. And right now I am leveling Blade because my enchantments on this are doing, like I said, the brunt of the work for my damage output now. And now I'm just using a sword so I can level up Blade to level up my character level higher so I get better loot. That's pretty much it. If you want to do sneak to level up, go into the skooma den in Breville and constantly pickpocket an NPC going in and out of their inventory. Ah, okay. And they'll never catch you. Oh, there are mods already for the remaster. That'll help Buildcraft for sure. It's just a matter of how many people are going to be actually using that mod.
No trouble at all.
The uncapper is one thing. It's like you can... Like Skyrim has an uncapper that it uses to level things beyond 100, but you can do that in this game already in vanilla just by buffing your attributes. It's whether or not they calculate the formulas calculate anything beyond level 100 in any of those attributes. Oh, they just don't care if they catch you or not? That's awesome. I would imagine there's some faction specific stuff that they like you enough that they won't react too much to it. Okay, so that's pretty much the character. Is there anything else in here? I chose Nord. Nord gives you a few good things. So I chose the I think it's the Western Nord one that gives you strength and endurance buffs. Obviously those are the ones you want to take for this one. I think ideally you probably want to take Orc or maybe even Redguard on these ones. They make for really good warriors too. But I took Nord just because it might be a beard thing. Again, I can't help it. It's in my blood. But what you get for Nords is you get 50% resistance to frost, which does help against like ghosts and stuff like that. In some mages, not really a big thing. You do get Woad, which is a 30% shield spell. You can only use it once a day, but you can wait without penalty in this game, right? So if you use Woad and you want to use it again for that extra 30%, then, you know, just wait an hour or wait 24 hours once you kill all the enemies and you'll have access to it again. That's metagaming. I don't suggest playing like that. I like a more organic roleplay kind of play style, but you could do it. And then you also get Arctic Blast, I think. Is that what is? No, that's the Mountain Dew flavor. Or like a Powerade or something like that. You do get a frost spell that's a touch. Soothing touch. Nordic Frost. So 50-point frost damage on touch once per day. This is a pretty strong spell to start off with. But what both this and Woad do is they make these effects available for both enchanting and spellcrafting. So these are two good things to have available for spellcrafting right off the bat, especially that shield effect, right? Create custom spell, Baja Blast. Yep. Nice. Let me catch up here. Hey, Phantommanium. Welcome, buddy. You know that name from the Discord. By the way, I do have a Discord. If you want to talk about this stuff and the stream is over, click on the link in the description below and we can continue the conversation over there. We talk about other games and stuff too. It's good times. Woe to you, O Earth and Sea. Imagine Frost Resist is probably more useful in Skyrim than here. Yeah, because... well, I don't even think a lot of enemies in Skyrim have frost damage. In any case, by end game, you're going to have full resistance to magic anyway if you're enchanting your gear correctly, or you're going to be sneaky enough that you're not going to need it. In any case, these are useful to have right off the bat. You just... spells can be pretty cheap. Novice level spells can be pretty cheap, so it doesn't save you a lot of money, but it does save you something. And you still have to go through and do the recommendation quests for all the different holds. Anyway, you're gonna make money there, so whatever. But yeah, for metagaming, I would say Orc or Redguard are best for warriors in this game. Every mage ever. There you go. Well, every character in this game, you got to go do the recommendations just to get the access to the spell crafting and enchanting stations. Or you can do the Mage's Tower thing, but that is really expensive early on in the game. You can technically unlock it faster, but you need some way of making money, probably alchemy.
Take care.
Goodbye. Hello.
I'm glad that the Oblivion crisis is over, of course.
All right, so that's it for the skills, the race, the different attributes and things like that. Let's talk about gear now. So like I said, I am running a sword right now, just trying to increase blade, to increase enemy levels and loot levels. But I have, on this one, I have Soul Trap on the top, and then I have Absorb Fatigue so that I can keep shield bashing as I need to. And then I got the damage spells, Frost damage on strike, Shock damage on strike, 9 points for 1 second. These are all 1 seconders because you don't need them to last. But then the most important part is at the end, weakness to Frost on strike, weakness to Shock on strike, weakness to magic on strike. So these effects will apply in this order. So at the end of every strike, you're gonna have a leftover weakness to Frost, weakness to Shock, and weakness to magic on strike, all at 100%. So when you go to hit them the next time, that Frost damage is gonna be even higher. That Shock damage is gonna be even higher. And that's gonna stack both with weakness to Shock and weakness to magic. And I don't really understand the math on how this works, but apparently from what I've read is when you stack these different weaknesses on top of each other, you can get up to 400% weakness to these elements. So you end up doing a lot of elemental damage really quickly. And I suspect that these are actually stacking. If you can swing your weapon faster than that 3-second durability on this, then you're going to get even more exponential elemental damage on this stuff. This is excellent. This is doing a ton of damage for us. We're leveling our blade based on the physical damage that we're doing, which is actually just a drop in the bucket compared to what these elemental effects are doing. Only 19 uses on this, which is plenty because I also have Azura's Star hooked up. So as long as we're fighting non-human enemies, we're gonna get persistent infinite recharges on our weapon there. So all I have to do is just hotkey that, go there, recharge my weapon, and I'm back in battle within like a second. Same with the repair hammer. Have that hotkeyed, ready to go. And then for my final weapon here, once I get my blade all leveled up to 100 and everything, I'm gonna switch back to the War Axe because it does swing faster than the sword in this game, which means more DPS with the very strong enchantments. So that would be meta. That would be the most Effective tactic available, and I have the exact same enchantment on this because that's what's actually doing the work for us. And then on the gear, I have pretty much everything. Fortifying strike or fortifying strength. Earlier on, I had a lot of shield on here to get me up to that 85, that magic 85 armor cap. And then I also had resist magic up until I got the mundane ring. On 3 of these things, but when I got mundane ring, I was able to remove the resist magic from the helmet and put another strength enchantment on it. So I do have 2 pieces here with resist magic at 20%. And then I also got the mundane ring, which is, it does appear in random loot. It's very, very rare, but it does appear. You can find it. Probably certain higher levels will increase the spawn rate of it. Luck does not help find these things, by the way. So don't rely on luck to find rare items because it doesn't work. You would think that it would, but it doesn't. So this gives you 50% magic on self, which allows me to use less resist magic items, obviously, as I said. It also does a reflect spell of 35%. So if you're fighting mages, not only are you now 100% immune to magic spells, you are, or to magic damage, you're still immune to magic spells itself, like things that corrode your armor and weapon and things like that, or things that like paralysis and stuff. You'll still be susceptible to that. It's just the magic damage you'll be immune to, but you're also going to be reflecting those, so you are going to be an absolute mage killer because they usually have less armor, less health pools, and now their only means of damaging you is also going to damage them while you're, you know, trying to embed an axe in their head at the same time. So yeah, you're going to be pretty unstoppable. You're at the armor cap as well, so physical damage doesn't really bother you that much. It can in large groups, but you know, that's what alchemy is for. So that is everything there. The mundane ring, you do get it 100% of the time in the main quest. It's not at the very end, but very close to it. Raven Cameron, which is Mankar Cameron's son, is wearing the mundane ring, and you get to loot it from his body after you defeat him at the end. So yeah, mundane ring, really good for pretty much all builds. They do stack. That's why daggers are the best weapon. Yeah, anything that attacks fast. Just for a warrior, you want a bigger weapon, right? It's on theme. Having a warrior run around with this ginormous shield and all this plate armor, and then he has this little dagger that he's whacking people with, it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, that's why I go for the lower amount of charges. Yep, that's exactly because I have Azura's Azura's Star. And whenever I'm in town, I always hit up the Mages Guild and I buy all of the soul gems that they have, every single one of them. And I also go out of my way whenever I see an Elven ruin, an Aliad ruin, to go see if I can find a Varla stone. Varla stones are amazing. They fully recharge your weapon, and all of your weapons that you have on you, actually, in your inventory. James Cameron in Oblivion? Make sure to be level 20 plus to get it to the best enchantment out of it. Is that for Azura's Star? Jankar Cameron. Yeah. One of my favorite builds is a Requiem build, is Alcoholic Vampire Spellsword with elements of a Warlock. Oh, nice. Pretty broken because of all the add-on effects of alcohol. That sounds amazing, actually. That's awesome, like a drunken boxer. Oh, for Mundane Ring? 25 plus? Yeah. Typically, I would say if you're playing right and you're leveling up your character at the right pace, you should be 25. You should be 25 when you finish the main quest line. It's in my opinion, the main quest line is so much better when all the enemies are super high level. That's my opinion on it. I like a more epic Oblivion Gates, although it does make for some hilarity when you start getting like guards and stuff that are trying to help close these Oblivion Gates with you, and they just die immediately, like every time. It's crazy. Drunken boxer or player, you know, whatever. How did I know it was going to be Joe that said that? I have a fire mage build that uses a dagger. She is based on an anime character, specifically a character from Fury. I've never heard of that. I'm not a big anime guy. I do dabble from time to time, but it's usually the really mainstream stuff or something that looks good on Netflix or something that I've never heard of. So it doesn't mean much to me, but fire mage build that uses a dagger sounds pretty awesome. I like that. Fighting a bunch of scamps isn't epic, yeah. Yep. All right, I think that's the whole build. That's the whole thing. I am working actively on a build guide for this one, so pretty much the the same quality that you get of my Skyrim builds, you're gonna get a warrior build. Of course, I'm gonna. I just shared with you all the pertinent information that's going to be in that. And it only took me 50 minutes. The build guide will be much more concise because we're not doing like chatting and stuff in the build guide. But yeah, look forward to that. It's going to take me a few weeks to get it all done. But yeah, I'm going to be doing all the different camera angles, the cinematic takes, and all the editing and everything. I've already started writing it. I'm actually almost done writing it at the moment.
You look like a bright one.
Okay, so let's do some questing, huh? Let's see. Quests. What are we doing? A brotherhood betrayed. So, there's a dude named Raynal Draelis, who is this vampire hunter who mysteriously showed up in Bruma. Killed a guy named Braden Lyrian, and everybody here insists that Braden was not a vampire. He just worked at night and slept in the day, and that's okay. Some of us work night shifts, but Raynal seems to have pretty quickly convinced the town guard that he was a vampire, even without very little evidence, or even with very little evidence. So now we're investigating this at the behest of some of his friends and his wife. So we're trying to find more information on this Raynal dude, who was staying here at the Tap and Tack, Olav's Inn here, and we convinced Olav.
Your shield looks strong.
Oh yeah, it's not the only thing that's strong. I mean, what? Now I'm all distracted. So we've convinced Olav to give us access to Raynal's room here, so we're gonna look for some clues. How high can your Nord jump? Pretty high. I think I barely hit acrobatics level 52 just earlier on stream, so not super high, not acrobatic level jump height, but we can jump pretty good. I'll show you here once we get back outdoors. It's Fury. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. It's a comedy adventure anime, I think. SAO or log. I don't know those either. I don't know any of those either. That's a different world for me. Fury is a great anime for stress relief. Okay. All right. I've been thinking about watching the Berserk stuff. That's another mainstream one that I've seen clips of it here and there, and I thought it looked really cool. So I'll watch it at some point. I'm still trying to finish up the Warrior series on Netflix when I get time. That's one that Magus recommended for me, and I really like it so far. The fight choreography in it is amazing. Plus, naked chicks all over the place. Hard to go wrong with that. Okay, I've entered Raynal's room. I should carefully search the place for anything suspicious. All right, let's... Yeah, I don't get a ton of downtime, especially now. Ooh, I see a hidden book here. Yellowborn's journal. Yeah, I don't have a ton of downtime these days. His work is busy. I got the new puppy and everything, and I'm trying to trying to be active, going out to the gym, trying to be social when I can and do all that stuff. So when I do get some downtime, I'm trying to play video games, you know? So I don't watch a whole lot unless I'm watching something with my wife. And there's like this Venn diagram of, you know, this is the stuff that I like and this is the stuff that she likes. And then there's a very small spot in the middle of stuff that we can watch together. So my series viewership stuff is kind of limited. All right, Geliborn's journal. We found this behind a shelf here. I've discovered a small journal in Raynol's room at the inn. It seems he was part of a group of adventurers who uncovered an artifact of some sort from some alienate ruins. They all agreed to stash the artifact in a cave until more research could be done about it. Each of them took a key to the chest it was secured in. The two other members of the group were Braden. Oh shit, so they knew each other, they had history. And someone named Geliborn. I need to find out more about Geliborn to confirm my suspicions about Raynol. Olav may be able to help. So it sounds like Raynol is trying to gather up all these keys to get access to this artifact that they've hidden. The 8th day has passed and still there's no sign of the artifact. We've covered most of the remainder of the outer guard tower and scoured the crumbled gatehouse ruins, but not one clue has arisen as to where it may have been buried. It's quiet out here, as if the ruins were paying respects to the Aliid inhabitants that disappeared here long ago. We haven't encountered anything hostile, but if we do, I think we're ready. The Brotherhood's been in worse scrapes before. Braden paid good money for the information as to our treasure's whereabouts, and I hope it doesn't turn out to be yet another fiasco. This morning our camp was set upon by some bandits who were protecting what they claimed was their territory. Considering that we were outnumbered 3-1, we did very well. Only Raynol suffered a small wound, but that was easily healed by a potion that Braden had thoughtfully brought with him on our expedition. After getting rid of the bandits' corpses, we set out to tackle the largest part of the ruin, the remains of the Great Keep. Two of the walls of the once mighty structure were collapsed, scattering the telltale whitish rocks so typical of the Alienate architecture in this part of Tamriel. This made our assault on the ruin difficult, as many of the larger chunks of wall were far too heavy for us to move. Braden suggested that we search the center of the building's foundation for any underground entrances, which was typical for this type of keep. His guess paid off. After several hours of backbreaking work, we managed to clear an opening just large enough for us to squeeze through and enter an ancient stairwell leading down into the ground. We decided to wait until morning's light to begin our descent into the depths of the ruin. After a restless sleep, all of us were quite excited at the prospect of what might lie ahead. Eagerly, we dipped our torches in a fresh container of pitch, lit them, and entered the inky blackness of the stairwell. The stale air was choked with dust and fine grit, a sign that no one had entered this portion of the ruins in a very long time. We became excited, as that meant no other tomb robbers had gotten there before us. The stairwell eventually leveled out into a corridor of sorts that snaked its way to the north. As we carefully walked along, I scanned the floor and walls very carefully for any type of triggers, tripwires, or pressure plates. Such was my specialty. The Alienate were well known for their cunning traps protecting their tombs, and I wasn't taking any chances. Braden, the scholar of the Brotherhood, was getting more and more excited as we traversed the passage. He was translating the wall carvings and was becoming certain that we had finally found the true location of our prize. After walking for several more minutes, we were overjoyed to see what we were hoping to see. The hallway ended at a metal door with the carving of a spider upon it. Oh shit, is this Vermina, maybe? Now came the true test of Braden's information. I don't remember this quest from when I played this game originally. This is all kind of new to me, which is awesome. Now came the true test of Braden's information. The door supposedly had a puzzle lock. By pulling the spider legs in a certain combination, it would unlatch. The wrong combination would spell our deaths, Vermina or Namira maybe. The wrong combination would spell our deaths, perhaps triggering a collapse of the hallway or some other equally deadly trap. With a shaky hand, I pulled the legs one by one in the order I had memorized. Oop, god damn it. Hit the wrong button. Holy shit. Okay. We'll get there. In the order I had memorized. The 6th one, then the 1st one, then the 2nd one, the 8th one, and finally the 1st one again. Okay, so we're gonna have to remember that, I'm sure. I closed my eyes as there were a few loud clicks and then the door popped open. We all breathed a sigh of relief. Pushing open the door, I looked in at a huge room with a pedestal at the center. Sitting on the pedestal, illuminated by a shaft of sunlight from a tiny hole in the ceiling, was our prize. The floor was covered in a huge mosaic of a stylized spider, all 8 of its legs coming to a point and ending up at the door entrance. This was the last of the traps the alien left behind to protect their treasure. Again, if it hadn't been for Braden's skill at acquiring information, we may never had known how to solve this last line of defense. I instructed Braden and Raynil to remain at the entrance and to tie a rope around my waist in case of a sudden pitfall. Carefully, I began to walk on the darkened tiles that formed the 3rd leg of the spider. Sweat beaded on my forehead as the pathway made by the tiny pieces of ceramic was very narrow at the start, and one slip could again mean instant death. But death never arrived. The information had been correct, and I was able to make it to the pedestal and secure the artifact. Quickly as possible, we made our way back and out into the daylight. Once again, the Brotherhood was triumphant, and it was time to return home. At the tavern that night, we decided to make a pact. We would stash the artifact in a cave not far from Bruma until we researched it further. An item of its magnitude could be very dangerous if mishandled, and we certainly didn't want to sell it without understanding its true value. Braden agreed to contract a local Cooper to construct a chest with 3 locks. Each of us would hold a key to one of the locks so none would have access to the artifact without the others being present. For the rest of the evening, we drank merrily and sang many a song of adventures past and adventures to come. So it sounds like a pretty stand-up group of adventurers here, this Brotherhood. Trying to do the right thing, taking all the right steps, and it seems like Braden here was kind of the brains of the operation, but maybe not one for battle. So it sounds like Raynil is like maybe picking off the weak links first for these keys. You just had volume 3 of the Skyrim library books delivered? Oh, I have a few of them. That reminds me, I gotta get back on my collection. I have a few of them. I don't have all of them though. To keep looking for them. So the series is now finally complete. That's awesome. Doing this quest as a vampire is always very fun. Oh yeah? Likely a big ass spider trap. Yes, indeed. Okay. All right. Where are we going now? Oh, we have to ask around, I think. What's the next step? Oops, that was the wrong button. I was playing some Assassin's Creed before I started up this stream, so I got my fingers all on the wrong buttons here. I've discovered a small journal. I need to find out more about Geliborn to confirm my suspicions about Raynil. So Raynil and Geliborn were in the same spot here, or Raynil just had Geliborn's
Hello.
journal?
What can I do for you today?
Can you tell me more about this guy named Geliborn?
Geliborn? That's odd that you should mention that name. Raynil told me that he was the last vampire he hunted.
Pretty sus.
Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in Skingrad, I believe.
All right, we're going to Skingrad.
Geliborn down and killed him. That's apparently why the guards trust him so readily. They had gotten word from Skingrad's City Watch about Raynil and his so-called accomplishment.
Okay, so... Alright, is there anything else you can tell me about Raynil?
Nothing else I can tell you about him. He comes and goes and doesn't talk to people much.
Alright, something tells me we're gonna find him in Skingrad, or at least signs of him. Thanks, Olaf. You're a real one, buddy. Okay, let's plot our route here. So I do have another couple quests. Which Assassin's Creed? I've been playing Shadows. I'm still trying to get through that. That's a big game. There's a lot to it. A lot of little side quests and everything. Just like, you know, all Assassin's Creeds have been since Assassin's Creed Origin, I think. One of the builds I have in the works is a cleric of the old ways. If you set it up right, you'll be casting the old stone powers constantly. Oh, nice. Hey, that's kind of cool. Did you ever get Oblivion Remastered working on your rig? Nobody? I know you were having trouble, like DirectX issues and stuff. Okay, let's plot out our course. Like I said, I do have a couple of other quests underway, just pretty much just collection quests at this point. I am also working on a Venerable Vintage where I need to find 2 more bottles of Shadow Banish wine, and we can find these out in the old fort ruins. So I'm going to keep an eye out for forts on my mini map, on my compass, I guess. And then also seeking your roots, I need a batch of 40 Nirnroot for Sindarian. This is the last segment of this Nirnroot collection quest here. So I do also want to see if there's any shorelines and stuff that I can harvest Nirnroot from, which it does look like there are. So I'm gonna take the road south here, keeping an eye out for forts on the compass on the way, and then we're gonna head all the way to Lake Rumere, the north shore of Lake Rumere, and then we're gonna follow the shoreline down all the way until this main road over here by Fort Virtue, and we'll pick up any Nirnroot that we find on the way, and then we'll just beeline it to Skingrad over there. Oh shit, now who else do I have to talk to over here? I just found out that he was in Skingrad. What else do I gotta do?
Afternoon.
Oh, do I have to go talk to his wife? Or the guard? You did figure it out, but got bored super quickly because I became so powerful so fast. Alright.
Hello.
So, any new revelations in your investigation?
Now, what is Raynal doing to the guard here? Did they just bribe him? Did Raynal just bribe him? Alright, got some info on Brayden.
I'm sure Erlene is very upset. She'll be safe, though. Raynal has confirmed with us that she isn't infected. Her
Okay.
accusations that Raynal is lying is not surprising. At this point, she's so upset that she'll say anything to deny what really happened. I suppose if I found out a loved one was
Cleric of the
something
Allmaker,
as
not the...
horrid as
Yeah,
a vampire,
there's some differences
I'd
there.
find any excuse not to believe it either.
Yeah, a little uncanny. They are definitely a huge improvement over the original Joe. Not potato faced anymore. A lot of the characters look really good. Some of them are like their faces move in ways that it gets a little deformed. Not perfect, but they're pretty good. They're good. I don't really have any complaints about the way the faces look. All right, anything else you can tell me about Raynal?
I'll warn you about one thing. I understand you wanting to help Erline by checking up on Raynal. We have it on good authority from officials in a neighboring city that Raynal is what he says he is. So I'm not sure what you're trying to prove. I'm only allowing you to do this investigation, and I use that term very loosely, because Erline is so distraught.
You are speaking to the hero of Kvatch, the hero of Bruma, and the closer of the Oblivion Gates. I, along with my very good buddy, Martin Septim, saved the world, and you should show me some respect. God damn it.
How'd you know about that? Too many people don't know how to keep quiet about official matters.
Oh, so Gelibor
Very well.
struck a chord, huh?
Skingrad City Watch informed us that Geliborn was killed by Raynal not too long ago. Geliborn was a vampire as well, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. No, I don't think they were vampires.
What do you mean you disagree? That's a bold statement. What proof do you have that Geliborn was not a vampire?
No proof, but I have some pretty compelling evidence here. Here's Geliborn's journal. Raynal stood to profit pretty greatly from killing these two.
I don't know what to say. It all makes perfect sense now. Why else would Raynor have removed this journal from the crime scene in Skingrad? I heard no mention of a key either. It must have been removed by Raynor from Braden's body before we arrived. To think that 2 innocent men were killed, and that I'm responsible for one of their deaths, I'm speechless. I will rouse the guard and begin a search for him in the city.
Well, you don't have to talk.
Meet me
Just
at Olav's tap and tack.
be better. Oh, he booked it out of here. He did not want to talk to Erling here.
Do you have any more questions? I'm afraid I know little more.
Well, I found a journal by a gentleman named Gelliborn. Does this name ring a bell to you?
Yes. I remember Braden mentioning that name once. He was part of the brotherhood he had created with Raynor.
Okay, well, I may get to the bottom of this after all. Hang tight, all right?
No, I'm right.
We'll get answers for you. Had over 700 armor rating? That doesn't even compute in Oblivion. You must be talking about Skyrim.
What's your story?
Your character was two-shotting everything and within a few... Well, that's when you turn the difficulty level up. I mean, from what I've seen, the entire game's... yeah, I mean, if you're having builds that completely break the game, then obviously the game's going to be broken. That does tend to make it boring. Yeah, Carius here looks way better than the dude you visited before him, but to your point, they're all a big improvement. I mean, from what I've seen, the entire game's remaster appears to be a definite success. Yes, absolutely. I think they said they spent 4 years on this, but mostly that was a small team doing just the graphical overhaul in Unreal Engine, right? This isn't a AAA size team, which is why they were able to give it, to get away with selling it for $50 a pop. I don't think it's... Oh, yeah, it did just very recently go on sale on a Bethesda publisher sale, I think. Just this week. Holy crap, what the hell is that? That's the siege engine. What is it doing all the way out here? Oh, this is where the Great Gate opened up. It just hasn't been cleared out yet. Is this where the... I think this is where the memorial, the statue of you pops up. Once a certain amount of time has passed. I think it's like a couple weeks or something like that. Yeah, if I come visit this later on, then there'll be a statue of me and my armor out there ready to go. Well, they didn't have to remake the game from... It's not a remake, it is a remaster, but yeah. And it wasn't Bethesda. It was a completely different team. They contracted. Yeah, this didn't take away from Elder Scrolls 6 at all. Oh, I forgot to talk about my spells. Oh, and I'm still wearing my damn axe. I need to put my sword back on here so I can level my blade skill. There we go. Easy peasy. Wonder how long that sale is, down to 20% on Steam, or down 20% on Steam. Wonder if I can wait until the end of the week, payday, you know. I think it usually says how long it's going to be on sale for on the Steam page, right? It usually does. I don't know if it always does. But I think the publisher's sales usually end up lasting like a week or so, I think. I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I want to want to go left here. That'll bring me down south. Minotaur Lord, man, these guys. Yeah, well, can't really do much to hurt me, I guess. Not with this build. Okay, let me talk about the spells that I have going here real quick. Shouldn't take me long. So I have a spell called Battle Trance, which is kind of one of the concepts of that a lot of different builds use, where you just hike up the willpower as high as you can. I was able to get 69. Nice. Silent Echo, 69 points just for you, buddy. 69 points of willpower, which does help to regenerate my magicka pretty quickly here. And then, so I usually will launch battle with that, and then my, the magicka will regenerate really quickly. And then, once it regenerates to a certain point, I will cast Warcry. This will fortify my strength for 47 points, which helps with the shield bash damage. And then also restore fatigue on self for 13 points. These are just values that I could actually get. This is like the highest value of each of these that I could actually get, that I could actually cast. So yeah, I will for 30 seconds be regenerating more fatigue and be stronger with my shield bashes. And shield bashes eat fatigue, so you need something that's restoring your fatigue as you go, otherwise you're only going to be able to do a few. And then when that's casted, I do have something called Tactical Recovery, which restores health on self for 16 points and restore fatigue on self for 16 points. Unless I made a better one. Yeah, no, Tactical Recovery. So this just gives me a little bit of fatigue and health restoration in case I'm in trouble. And then obviously if I'm getting in some big trouble, I need to go to my potions here, where I have like a ton of strong potions of healing, which do only 50 points recovery of health, but they do it instantly. The second that you drink it, you get the recovered health, so you don't have to wait, several seconds for that to take full effect. And then I do also have some potions that I self-crafted. Potion of Restore Fatigue here. I only have 4. Oh no, here we go. Restore Health. 10 points of health per second for 30 seconds and 20 points of fatigue per second for 61 seconds. So yeah, if I need to, I can always go to this Restore Health potion and just get a ton of health and fatigue recovery all at once. And then I do have one spell that I use for damage in case I need it. It also gives me a boost of fatigue if I need it. And that is, I think, at more enrage here. So I absorb fatigue on touch for 35 points. That's an instant 35 points of fatigue that I am able to steal from the enemy. Sometimes if the enemy is already tired, this just knocks them down. So it's almost like a paralysis effect. But then the most important part is, of course, it gives me more fatigue to be able to shield bash if I need to. We also do frost and damage on touch, and then that's it. So if I need just a little bit more elemental damage or something like that, then I can do it, but I'm also doing fatigue on touch, and it also does cause a knockdown if they are low on fatigue already. So you see me use those. The Tactical Recovery, the healing spell, that's only really useful in prolonged battles, and there aren't really a ton of prolonged battles at this point. Where'd you go? Who are you chasing down? I saw a damsel in distress. Yeah, there you go. Fight back. Good job. Come here. Anything good? Can sell off those, oops, ebony arrows. I'll take the lockpick. You okay?
It's my pleasure. Please continue.
Oh, she likes me because I saved her life. Any rumors?
All else is put aside to celebrate our deliverance from evil. Thanks to Akatosh and his servant, Martin.
What about me, the hero of Kvatch?
Good day.
I mean, yeah. Just like Cheryl Garath said, Martin Septim, he turned into a dragon, and that's hardly sporting. 69, nice. There you go, just for you. Let's see. We have Bleaker's Way, Gate to Oblivion. There's Anga over here. Have I done Anga? Let's go do Anga on the way. If I haven't done this one already, there might be a Varla stone in here for me. Yeah, it's not on my map. So let's clear this out. We can do it pretty quickly with this build. Nope. Bad dog. Oh, more bandits, huh? Imperial Legion Forester. Interesting. So some kind of Imperial Scout or something like that? How the hell do I get in here? The hell? Just follow the archways, I guess, right? Oh, I see. Got blocked. I wonder if this is quest locked. Yeah, I don't even see a doorway over here anywhere. Oh well, it's on the map. Just might not be able to get in there. Yeah, no doors or anything. All right, let's find our way back to the road. Continue south. And where's my road? Still over to the west. So curious, is the Oblivion Remastered Deluxe version worth the extra $8? I don't even remember what comes in the deluxe version. I think there's a couple of extra pieces of armor and maybe weapons or something like that. So probably no, probably not worth it. I'm guessing. And then maybe some art books, like digital art books and stuff like that. I don't think they had a physical release for this game. Saracen, I think I've been to Saracen already. Yes, I have. All right, who wants some?
You move like a pregnant cow.
Oh, that is a bandit in full Daedric plate. Okay. Hey, where you going? Fight me. Meh. Meh. So yeah, my Nord can jump pretty high, I think. Higher than I can jump, IRL. I don't think we're quite at Michael Jordan status or Blake Griffin status or anything like that yet, but he's got some hops. We'll get there eventually. Okay. Clams, huh? Quad pearl. Okay, so yeah, now we're just looking for Nirnroot on our way to the main road to Skingrad, which is west along the north shore of Lake Rumere here, and then it'll bend south. And it's not the first main road that we see on the way to Coral, but the second main road on the way to Skingrad is the one that we're going to be going down. From what I briefly read, yeah, there looks like a couple of armor and weapon set add-ons and some horse armor, so yeah, it doesn't sound compelling. Yeah, no, probably not. Although the post I read did say that they were pretty sick, so there's that. Yeah, I mean, the game is huge enough on its own, and in my opinion, the weapons and armor in this game look vastly improved over the original game. In fact, I wish they would kind of port some of these over to Skyrim. That would look really good. So you're already going to have tons of stuff that's going to make your character look really cool. It's just a matter of, you know, if you're using it, then yeah, I could see it being worth it. But if you don't see yourself specifically creating a character to use that armor, then it's probably not worth it. So we got one Nirnroot. I need a total of 40. How many do I have right now? 27. So I need another 13. That's going to take me some time, but this is the way you do it. Yeah, from what I saw, I don't remember if I got the deluxe version or not. If I buy a video game, I usually try to get the upgraded version, and I know it's not usually worth it, but I like the collectibles and stuff. A lot of times collector's editions come with stuff that I can put on my shelf in my man cave. And I do like sometimes the weapons and armor that the stuff comes with, just because I might be able to use it for a build or something like that. I don't remember this time if I did or not, though. I might have just got all hyped up and bought the deluxe version of it without even thinking about it. Crabs. Mud crabs all over the place on the Rumere shoreline here. Oh look, more mud crabs. Oh, you see that big ass slaughterfish over there? He's creeping. He's gonna hit the shoreline. He's gonna start flopping all over the place. Yeah, defenseless. Oh, he's a tough one. Brood mother, huh? Dang. Yeah, I remember there's a fisherman over here that wants you to kill all these Rumere slaughterfish. And bring him the scales. I just haven't talked to him yet. I know that he kind of hangs out on one of these piers out here. If I remember correctly. Those have grand souls, the brood mothers do. River monster style, yeah, that was a big one. I did not realize they had grand souls, that's amazing. And I'm just using them like to just fill up my damn sword here. That's all right. At this level, Grand Souls are a dime a dozen. You can pick them up pretty much at any Mages Guild location. That's what she said. Indeed. Got the one Nern route. Haven't seen another one yet. Yeah, in this game you have to collect a lot of Nern root for the collection quest, and they're very few and far between. Oh, hey bud. Hey buddy. We're getting visited by Norton. We got a Norton sighting here. You guys want to see a pup? Hey, come here. Yeah, come here, bud. He doesn't like being picked up anymore. He's growing up real fast. He's getting big, huh? He's being a big boy. Were you being good out there? Kisses. Oh, just lots of kisses. I know you're a sweet guy, huh? Oh, big snug. Oh, big snug. He loves his dad. He loves his dad. He's a sweet guy. He's just the sweetest guy. Yeah. Oh, look at that face. Isn't that just the cutest puppet face you've ever seen? We had him weighed just last week. We've had him for a week and he's already put on 3 pounds for us. He's filling out fast. He's getting big. And you can start seeing like the muscle definition in his legs and his abdomen and stuff now when he's playing fetch or whatever. Hi, sweet guy. How you doing? You doing okay? I love you. I do. You're my little guy. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, see if I can appease Norton here with a snack or a bone or something, and I need to get a snack and some caffeine of my own. So I'll be back real quick. I am back. Did you guys miss me? I missed you. Yeah, no, his mom just gave him food, and so he was proud of his full belly, and then he went outside and did his business. He peed and he pooped on his own. So the house training's good. We had the house training down with him in just a couple of days, and he took to that really well. He's a smart little guy. He still does get a little bitey when he's excited. But yeah, he was just proud of himself. He wanted to come brag. He wanted Daddy to tell him that he was a good boy. And he is. Okay. And the crate training is helping a lot. I think he just gets overstimulated when he gets excited like that. And he was a dog who spent some time on the street as a very young puppy, actually. He was about 4 months old. They picked him up on Easter Sunday. And he was in the shelter for about a month, but before that he was, who knows how long he was out on his own, but he was on his own for a while. And with like the different coyotes and javelina and stuff out here, the different like bobcats and stuff that you see now and then, that's saying something. So So yeah, and then he was at the shelter for about a month when we adopted him. So I think just like when he has too much freedom, sometimes he just gets a little spooked, a little overexcited. He doesn't know how to be a calm puppy just yet. He probably still doesn't feel completely secure, although he is getting better. We've been taking him on walks and stuff too, and he does well for a little while, and then he starts to get a little scared sometimes when there are like lots of noises, when there's lots of cars driving by, and when there's like people working out in their yards or whatever, and just gets a little overwhelmed. So we've been putting him in the crate just now and then just to calm him down, and that's been working a lot. He does not mind going in there. We just give him a little treat or a bone or something. Really? And he happily goes in there, and then he'll take a little nap. We'll leave him in there for like 30 minutes or so, and he calms right down. Do I need an ebony warhammer? I don't think so. Okay, so I think we said once we get to Fort Virtue, then we will take the main road to the west. What else we got in here? A crab, another mud crab. Oh, another bandit. Look at that. We'll refresh the war cry here. Get all buffed up. Do our little 3-hit combo with the sword there. Block, bash. Get the stagger. Bash him out of that slow attack. This warhammer's hurt, but now we're out of juice. So I got to use a couple gems here. No bigs. Got a lot of them. Yeah, it would be nice, like in Skyrim, if you could transform Azura's Star into the Black Star for Black Soul Gems. And you get to use it for human souls as well. But alas, did not have that option. At least mud crabs are self-sustaining with the enchantment charge. Have you started taking them on walks? Yeah, I just mentioned that. Yeah, we started, and like I said, it can be a little much for him, so we're trying to keep it to the same route now, and we've already seen him grow in confidence. It's like, once he gets to, he starts getting a little bit tired, and we start getting to places that are unfamiliar to him, his tail goes from in that upward alert position to like down into the fearful position, and he starts being hesitant to keep going, but we got to wear him out because he's got a lot of puppy energy, so we got to walk him. So we've been starting to just take him on more familiar routes now, and that's helped a lot. Our beagle is the worst to walk. It's 10 steps forward, 3 steps back, and 3 stops in between. The beagle wants to know it all. Yeah. The tail definitely says it all, for sure. And there are other more subtle hints with the ears and the eyes and things like that. It was Fort Virtue all the way back over here. Okay, so we'll get back to Fort Virtue and then head west. Yeah, he's I think he's still too distracted. He's still got that puppy attention span. So if he's in a new spot and there are like new sounds and everything going around, he's more distracted by that stuff than he is the smells. But he's getting better at it, at actually being the hound. But when he's in the backyard and he's comfortable, he's got the nose to the ground the whole time. He's finding little things here and there in the grass that we would have never found, and he's using his nose a lot. He's burying like bones out in different spots of the yard. And I'm finding them later when I'm doing yard work on the weekends. I'm like, oh, this is where that thing went. So yeah, he's still very much beagle. And I've been teaching him how to play fetch, and he's doing well with that. It doesn't seem to want to shake though. That's an easy one for a lot of dogs, is just giving you their paw, but he seems very hesitant to give me his paw at all. Ooh, there's a new Aliad ruin over here. Maybe a Varla stone. Go check it out. Hey, Haster, welcome. I do love a medium rare steak. A little bit of blood always had a bit of flavor. Ooh, nice. I like just straight up medium. I don't like it bloody, but I do like it pink and juicy. Storm Atronach down, no problem. Who are you talking about? Take care of the Conjurer first, and then the Daedroth will follow. Actually, I probably should have taken the Daedroth out first for the soul charge. Yeah, well. And strong potion of healing, I'll take those. Those are useful. Rare and still mooing when it hits my plate, please. Oh, Magus is one of those. I'll ride the rest home afterwards. Nice. Question is there a difference between the GOG version of SSE and the Steam one? Yeah, there's usually a version difference between the two. I think like if you're doing SKSE and stuff, you need one for each. Yeah, and like Magus said, much less support for the GOG one. Oh, these spiders, little guy's gonna paralyze me. I hate that shit. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. Everybody cross your fingers for a Varla stone. If they offer blue, go blue. Otherwise, what's a blue steak? I don't know if I've ever had a blue steak. Is that even just rarer than rare? It's just raw.
Your presence here will not be tolerated.
Wow, that Daedroth, its own. It was either the Atronach or the Daedroth, but that Conjurer did not fly all that way from me. This would be a good source of strong soul gems anyway, or strong healing potions. Daedra Heart. I still do need a master calcinator. I have master everything but a calcinator. The calcinator is still the only one I'm looking for. So we'll be looking around for that too. Blue is a cool center, basically just seared on the outside. Okay. No, I definitely want my meat cooked. Thank you very much. I like it a little pink on the inside. I like it. It's juicier, more flavorful that way, but yeah, definitely want it cooked. Wow, these Atronachs, these Storm Atronachs are just going crazy on everything around them. Getting a little crispy here. I like other things pink on the inside. Oh my, you're making me blush over here. It's just that if Steam one day decides to stop cooperating with BGS, we'll no longer have access to the game. I don't know how often that's actually happened, though. My wife is with you. She prefers medium. Nice, yeah. I would imagine most people prefer medium. I think people who probably didn't grow up around good steaks very often. They probably don't trust meat that's pink. They probably think it's like undercooked or something like that, so they go for more like medium well or well done, and then it's just ruined. It's just ruined. Yeah, beef you can get away with if it's like fresh, which it usually is pretty fresh at a steakhouse or whatever. You don't have to cook it that much. In fact, if you go with like a beef, well, it's like a pate or a tartare. I'm not big on French cuisine. You can you can eat it raw. A lot of people eat it raw with certain dishes. Grew up a gourmet, so that explains my... Ah, okay. Steam only sells you a key, while GOG gives you direct access to the game files. Yeah, no, GOG is better, for sure. You basically get ownership of the game, right? With Steam, you're buying a license to play it, and they can revoke it at any time if they want. But to my knowledge, they've never done that on their own. They've only done it as a request from a publisher. Like Ubisoft will discontinue a game, they'll turn the servers off or whatever, and then there's usually a huge backlash for it, and they have to turn it back on or at least give you access to the offline game or something. But to my knowledge, I don't think Steam has ever actually taken games away from you. But if Steam goes belly up for whatever reason, then yeah, your whole library goes with it. It's gone. You are correct. I honestly haven't had steak tartare, but I would like to try it. Yeah, I would try it. At a reputable restaurant, for sure. I love raw sushi. I eat that stuff up. Well, not a lot, but I like it. Well, that's the thing right there. The quality of the meat makes the difference. Absolutely. And I've actually read that steakhouses and stuff, they get like first crack at the like top quality meat, at the top quality beef that there's the steaks that they get at the restaurant, they come higher quality than what you get at the store. It's kind of unfair. But if you have like access to an actual butcher or whatever, that's the way to do it. Don't get it at the store. I don't think people say that anymore, Joe. You should probably stop using the phrase "the bomb." In fact, I might have to ban you. No, I'm kidding. I still use it every once in a while if I'm trying to be obnoxious. If Steam is going belly up, then we'll likely have better... Yeah, I agree. I agree. Shut up, Karn. Using the phrase "the bomb" is all that in a bag of chips. How about that? It's the bee's knees, man. Conjurer adept. Feel like... Oh, he keeps blocking me, man. Okay. I like to save my grand soul gems for enchanting if I need it, but I don't think I need them anymore. Still. Have you really? Because I fought about 17,000 mud crabs on the way over here, and none of them were more fearsome than you, and I just killed your ass, so there's that. Yeah, that's kind of a pro tip for you. You tactically probably want to go after the conjurer, right? Not the minion. But if you're low on enchantments, the conjured minions in this game do give you a white soul that you can use to recharge your weapon. Like that, and even your own, actually. If you're running low on Ah, crap. Let's just pause this battle to do a hard lock right in the middle of it. Yeah, if you're running low or you don't have any charge in your weapon, and you don't have a soul gem, you don't have a Varla stone, you're not close to a town where you can find somebody to recharge it for you, just conjure up a skeleton or something. And if you still have enough charge to do a soul trap, or yeah, conjure up a skeleton, cast soul trap on it, and then kill it, and then you'll get the soul. As long as you have a gem or something that you can use to absorb it. Can't do that in Skyrim. They don't have any souls. None of the conjured stuff has souls in Skyrim. I will say it, and sushi is the bomb. There you go. If I say it with the internet, where the FBI show up. The cool police. They might. You never know. Oh my god. There we go. I know it's frowned upon on planes, not sure why. That's good. Oh, he just... The Daedra just poisoned himself to death in that chamber there. These, that switch there, I think, turns it on and off. These conjurers were doing experiments on the Daedra to see if they could poison him. Which turns out Daedras are susceptible to poison, I guess. I don't know why I'm taking all these Welkin stones. May as well just pick the lock here. Get some security skill going. Oh my god, here we go. Why are you killing my people? Hey, they started it. They came at me. And they have all these strong healing potions on there that's great for a melee combatant. I did not need that weak potion, but I took it anyway. Alright. I hear it. I don't see it. Trapdoor to the Great Forest. Was this really the whole thing? I guess that really was the whole thing. Boo, no Varla stones. So I have to admit, Oblivion lockpicking baffles me. What's the angle with lockpicking? If you watch it very closely, when you hit one of those pins up, it'll either go up immediately or it'll go up just a little more slowly. And when it goes up just a little more slowly, you can hit the button to lock it into place. You'll have enough time to do it. If you hit the button when it goes up super quickly, then it'll break a lockpick. So you just have to watch really closely, wait for it to go up slowly, and then hit the button to lock it into place. Go to the next pin. Do that over and over again. It does take some practice. It takes a little bit of reaction time, but yeah, that's how it works. You can completely bypass all of that with the skeleton key by doing the nocturnal quest line, and you can do that pretty early on. I don't think it's a difficult quest line or anything. I haven't even found the shrine yet, honestly. And that's an indestructible lockpick, basically. So you can just spam, at that point you can just spam the auto attempt. Your lockpick will never break and you'll be able to open every lock. Which is what most people who have played this game for a long time do, because they just can't stand the lockpicking minigame in this game, but I actually don't mind it. I'll just raw dog the damn thing. I've done it enough. Doesn't bother me. Ogre's Teeth have a Fortify Strength effect on it, so they are one of the ingredients that I will always pick up. So I can craft Fortify Strength potions, which buff up my shield bash damage. Fort of Vlastaris. Have I been to this one? Yeah, I've already been there. So yeah, like I said, I'm looking for these old abandoned forts because that's where the Shadow Banish wine is going to show up, and I need 2 more bottles to complete that quest. What's up, officer? There's Skingrad right over there. Just like any other BGS game, this one is a this one does have some very impressive vistas. What the hell is going on over here? Goblins, huh? Alright. Let's go, goblins. Looting the Oblivion gate over here, looking for something shiny. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. I don't think there's anything else over here to see. Yeah, Ogre's Teeth are a good one, and then Arrowroot is another one that has a Fortify Strength effect on it, but I've seen 2 plants of those over here at this cave, at the Smokehole Cave. Smokehole Cave. And I haven't seen them anywhere else except in alchemy vendor shops. So Arrowroots I will actively seek out. I'll probably look on the wiki or something to see where I can find those. Daedra Teeth, and there are a couple more. It's a pretty rare effect.
Pay up or else.
No. Take it from me if you can.
That's the way this one.
Oh, you're not going to prefer it here in a second.
Let's get this over with.
A little cold and zappy, isn't it? Missing a few teeth when he died too from those shield bashes. Oh, nobody's out. See ya, nobody. A little Vixie, welcome, welcome. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Getting hot out here, Arizona natives, or not, I don't think she was a native, but I am an Arizona native. People here in Arizona though, yeah, we're dealing with triple digit weather. Not the first time of the year, but we're getting sustained high temperatures now. Supposed to rain early next week, hopefully. That'll cool things down a little bit. But yeah, it's made training the new puppy kind of hard because I'm trying to play him a lot and play him hard so that he wears down. What the hell? Did I miss talking to somebody here? Oh yeah, we love the rain out here. And we love the raid out here too, because of the bugs and the roaches. I'm kidding. Let's see. Did we get a subscription? I missed it. I missed the subscription. Dang. It's kind of macabre though, isn't it? Imagine walking the trail and some over-armored dude is off the road, his foot on an ogre's head as yanking his... Yes, it is very macabre, but also really badass. Like, okay, buddy, you do you. Been raining here the last month. Yeah, we would gladly. If there were like some kind of like interstate precipitation trading system, for sure, we'd be in talks with Pennsylvania. No problem. It'd be an easy deal to make. Of course, you know, when the Mississippi River was flooding, I think it was people in Mississippi were like losing their houses and stuff because the river was flooding. I'm doing fast travel now because I forgot to talk to somebody on my way out to Skingrad.
Just before I arrived here, I received a report from one of our scouts watching the roads.
We were like,
Raynor
okay,
was
maybe we
spotted
should have
heading
like a
west
pump,
out of Bruma.
a long
Scout
pipeline or
tried to
something with some
follow,
pumps
but lost
that
in the mountains.
can, you
The
know,
only
take
cave
that
to
water
the
from the
west
Mississippi
comes
River,
close to the
give
one
it to
described
people
in
in the
Hannibal's
Southwest that
journal.
need it.
His boreal stone
And then
cave.
there were a lot of people in Mississippi. They
must
were
be
like,
where he's
no,
headed.
they can't have our water.
must
What are
get
you
there
doing?
before he
And
acquires
their house
whatever
is like floating away
artifacts
down the
need
biggest
kept
river
there
in the
to
country.
make his escape.
It's like, okay.
I'm keeping the city guard.
Yeah,
in
it's your
Bruma,
water, but
as Raynor doesn't know we're after him. If he sees a guard,
can
he
see
may
what it's doing
panic
to
and
you.
run. You're my only hope at the moment. Please, you have my authorization to do everything you can to bring him to justice. If he won't surrender, I think you know what to do. Hurry. I fear you have a day at the most to stop him. Please hurry. Raynor may make a break for the open road at any moment.
Oh, so I went all the way to Skingrad for nothing. Cheese and rice. Yeah, I'm glad Oblivion added map markers because this would be like a wild goose chase in Morrowind where they like just don't give you any like compass or direction or anything for any of this. You just gotta kind of feel your way out through context clues. It's not always clear. They mentioned Skingrad about this guy staying in Skingrad and all of this stuff in Skingrad, and then all of a sudden, nothing in Skingrad. It's just all here in Bruma. God damn it. I think the reservoirs in parts of the country that have heavy rainfall pipe those to places that need it most. Yeah, reservoirs, I could see how like just pumping right from a river could be a slippery slope that maybe you don't want to have a permanent pipeline there where you can get your entire water supply drained in the future. Maybe. But it's not like we wouldn't like pay for it or whatever. It's a natural resource that's becoming more and more valuable. Could bring a lot of money into the state for you. Oh yeah, I just said, I mean, whether or not it's taxes or just direct payment to the state. Yeah, we're happy to pay for our water out here. We're doing it already. Just we need more water. I think I already cleared this place out. Plus it would create jobs. Yeah, sure. All right, where are we going here? There's a Boreal Stone Cave. All right, we'll get down there. You start in California and you can't plug your car in when it's a certain temp. Santa needs to be watching and a specific song play on the AM radio. Yeah. Yeah, those electric cars, they do a lot of great things, but they do come with their own trials and tribulations for sure. Getting better though, getting a lot better. What is this? Apple Watch? This is one of those settlements. Oh, this is like much smaller than it is in Beyond Bruma, Skyrim. This is like a big time like plantation almost. It's a big farm homestead in Beyond Skyrim. Bruma in Skyrim. It's been interesting to explore this Bruma area after playing oh, Riel? Have I been to Riel? I have not. Okay, let's remember to go check that out on our way back. That's another one that you have access to in Beyond Skyrim Bruma, the mod. Yeah, it's been really interesting after playing that through that mod to come in here and visit the original, the OG Bruma from Oblivion. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of similarities here. It's like, oh yeah, this is that building from this game, and this is what became of it, and this is what happened to it. Yeah, it was cool stuff. Oh, you're talking about the rolling brownouts and stuff? Yeah. We have a pretty good power system here. Thankfully, we need it for the AC. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be able to survive. Quest updated. I've arrived at the Boreal Stone Cave. Okay, so this is where Raynal is hiding out, we think. Be on our guard. Oh, who's that? War cry. Let's do this.
Congratulations. I had a feeling you would catch on sooner or later. Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part. I saw you enter.
This guy's got permanent who farted face, so he must be up to no good.
And I knew that I had to sneak out of Bruma somehow. It was only a matter of time before you or Carius figured it out. No matter. After I've killed you, I won't need my vampire hunter ruse any longer.
In the Skyrim mod, there's still... Oh, the LODs. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's part of the remaster, right? Unreal Engine 5, for all of its problems, it does do some things really well, and the distant LODs are one of them. It does LODs really well.
I'm surprised Carius didn't send the entire city watch up here.
Comes at a performance cost for sure, but
coming, I suppose. I expected to lay
everything
low here
does
for a while and then be on my way. So again, I underestimated you.
You're underestimating me again.
Me with little choice. Either I fight you now and have a chance at freedom, or I surrender and rot in a city dungeon.
At this point, I'm not even gonna let you surrender, buddy.
Yes, I suppose it is.
You've already killed two innocent people, and you have some access to some powerful artifact. I'm not letting you get away with this.
Good luck.
Ooh, he swings that thing quick. Whew, he went down easy. I've located Raynal in Boreal Stone Cave. He refused to surrender, choosing instead to attack me. I was forced to kill him to defend myself. I can now recover the artifact mentioned in Geliborn's journal from the chest. Does he have all 3 keys on him? He does. Look at that. Bunch of glass armor too. Very nice looking stuff. And I think he had a Daedric claymore too. I don't see that on him right now. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Daedric claymore. If it were like a unique enchanted one, I would have grabbed it, but no. Opening the waterlogged chest with all 3 keys, I discovered the artifact to be an amulet. It seems fairly unremarkable, and I am unsure of its function. I think I should bring it back to Erlene Lyrian to see what she wants me to do with it. Mundane amulet. Well, I have a mundane ring, which is very powerful. The mundane amulet doesn't seem to have any magical effects on it. Okay. You want to recruit him? There you go. There's a nice mod to make their dropped weapons, shield, bows stay on the NPCs so you can loot properly. Yeah, that's something that Skyrim did right too. I think there's a mod for Skyrim that actually allows you to separate that out too. Or maybe it's a mod that keeps it in the inventory. I don't remember. I don't remember how vanilla Skyrim did it. All right, let's explore this cave a little bit more before we head out. Don't want the repair hammer. Strong potion of healing we will take. Not a lot to repair. Okay. So let's go back to Erlene, Brayden's wife, and see if she knows anything about this amulet. Or what to do with it. So it looks like Magus is, or not Magus, Haster's doing a new install of Skyrim. You gonna start a new playthrough or something? You got an idea for a character, Haster? Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into Skyrim as well soon. I want to polish off this playthrough. The build is already done, like I said, and I'm putting out the build guide soon. I'll be working on that for the next few weeks. But yeah, and then I want to get through some of these quest lines here, and I definitely want to do the Knights of the Nine and the Shivering Isles DLC because I don't remember those that well from the original.
The champion of Cyrodiil.
All hail indeed. The champion of cereal. The champion of cereal. Got my Fruit Loops, got my Captain Crunch, got my Cookie Crisp, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Crisp, Count Chocula. No, it's a Lorem based installation minus Requiem, but the graphics are Lorem plus my choices. Interesting. That would be a pretty playthrough for sure. That's also quite a project too, ripping Requiem out of that. I wish you good luck in that endeavor. Oh, you just installed what you wanted manually. I gotcha. It's just a lot of the same mods from the Lore Rim mod pack. It's a good way to do it. Kenneth, I miss my Oblivion remastered character. Had tons of gold, a ton of Welkin the greater versions too. And max capped version of the Apocalypse staff. Nice. Yeah, it sounds like he's just reading the mod list and just manually installing what he wants from the list and then patching as he goes. It is a pretty mod list. I didn't have many issues with crashing. I had a couple crashes when I was trying it out, but my main issue was it was just the loading times. I probably had something on my hard drive that should have been on an NVMe though.
What news do you bring?
Well, I found Raynal.
I knew I recognized Raynal. I think when I first met Brayden many years ago, he introduced me to him.
Yeah, they were like BFFs.
They were part of some sort of brotherhood. They would roam Cyrodiil in search of legendary treasures and the like. The only reason he stopped doing that is because we got married and he wanted to settle down. I'm afraid thanks to Raynal, that time is lost.
Yeah, you're gonna be hurting for a while. I am sorry. But it turns out that Raynal killed Geliborn and your husband just to get his hands on this mundane amulet. Do you have any idea what this thing is?
Long ago, I made a promise to Brayden. I promised to never reveal to anyone what I'm about to reveal to you now. However, because you've avenged his unjust death, I feel that Brayden would understand why I'm breaking that pact. Brayden told me about this amulet when they first brought it home from whatever distant land it came from. He never really trusted anyone else in the group, and before he secured the treasure in that cave, he had a special enchantment placed upon it. The magic masks the true identity of the item. All it takes is a simple command word, and the amulet would be restored to its true state.
Okay. Did the word die with Brayden, or did he confide in you?
No. He always feared this day would come. He left me knowledge of that word in the event that he died, and I came into possession of the keys. the other members of Brayden's group were still alive.
Is it me,
I
or
was
is this
on deathbed,
dialogue very
only then
quiet?
would I pass the knowledge on to them. If you'd give me that amulet, I would like to show you what you've recovered.
One of the criticisms of this game is that they did remaster or even re-record some of the dialogue for whatever reason. There might be a licensing thing or something like that. And some of it was very inconsistent, and I think this is one of them. The dialogue in Remastered is messed up. Yeah, that's what I'd heard. I haven't seen many example of it, but this one definitely is not great. Tap the thumbs up to help you. Yes, please do. That does help. It seems meaningless and everything, but it's not. For a small content creator, those likes do help with the algorithm for sure. And I appreciate the reminder, Joe. Thank you very much. Certainly. Here it is.
Thank you. I will now speak the word brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Here is the amulet back.
Speak the word. Cunnilingus.
As it was the
Like,
day
oh,
I remember
really?
seeing
That was the
long
word.
ago. I want you to keep it, as I have no use for this anymore. I'm certain that's what I want, and I'm certain that's what Brayden would want. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, there's no better place for it.
The amulet helps keep you safe on whatever road
You know, the
travel.
champion of Cyrodiil here wields many powerful artifacts. Anything else about Raynal?
I'm glad he's dead. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I think you understand.
No, I mean, he was a menace. There was no coming back
Justice
from the
has
things
been
that he
done.
did. All right. Well, best of luck. If you need anything, you know, track me down in town or whatever, and I'll be happy to help. Do you have a hidden... We gotta see what's down. You don't mind if I poke around in your basement, right? I just want to see what other secrets Brayden might have been hiding from us down here. Only 6 to 7 likes at the moment? What? What? It's okay. It's okay. Oblivion Remaster had a great launch. It was fantastic, but I think people are falling off it already. And that's okay. I understand that, but this is the game that I'm playing right now, and I try not to chase trends with my channel. I play the games that I want to play, because that is what's going to create the best content, I think. And bad content for a popular game, it might do well for a little while, but good content for an unpopular game will eventually find an audience somewhere. So that's the wisdom that I try to adhere to.
Hello.
Well, in terms of viewership, the first stream that I had of Oblivion, it was really good. I think it was one of the biggest streams I've ever had. And then it fell off sharply for the next couple weeks.
You look like a bright one.
I think people are still playing it. Maybe not as much as they were. Someone should bring the port of Lichdom from Oblivion original to... Oh, you are playing one of them, huh? Cool, man. All right. What's next on the agenda? We got about 45 minutes left in the stream window here. And let's find another quest. What's next on the quest list here? The Thieves Guild. I don't want to do the Thieves Guild with the... I did the Thieves Guild with the Skyrim warrior build, because that's where the master archery trainer was. And it was kind of fun, actually, just fighting my way through all those quests. But I don't want to do that with this character. I want to play an agent build next, an agent class. So unarmored, sneak archer with illusion magic, basically. And then I'll do the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood quests with that character when I spin him up. Venerable Vintage, seeking your roots, doing that already. Order of the Virtuous Blood. Here we go. More vampire hunters, huh? A Dunmer named Ralsa Norvalo has approached me and said that her husband needs assistance in a matter of what she calls the utmost importance to the safety of the citizens of the Imperial City. She told me to meet Gillen at the house of someone named Serador. Apparently, all will be explained when I get there. All right, so we've already meticulously combed this area. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fast travel to Weya here. And we'll waltz into the city from the east, or from the west gate there. Yep, but the agent, at least in vanilla, wears cloth. Yep, we'll be doing clothing with that agent too. Unarmored. Unarmored. That's part of the draw of it, in my opinion. I really love the way the clothes look in this game, actually, and the physics I think look really good on them. So having an unarmored character, I think will look really good. Need to catch up on your streams? Yeah, I've just been going step by step through this warrior build. The warrior build now is done. I'm just going through some of the quest lines here and just kind of organically re-experiencing them after, you know, close to 20 years of not having played this game. Played hundreds of hours of it back in the day, but it's been a while, so a lot of the stuff I've just forgotten. Some of it comes back, like riding a bicycle or whatever, but a lot of these storylines I've forgotten, like that last one that I did. I didn't remember that one at all. I do remember this one. This is a vampire hunting guild, I think. Kind of a smaller side quest. Not anything huge like the Dawn Guard or anything like that.
Hello.
But Warrior Thief, good D&D combo, but does have a funny mental image if the warrior is bold and brash versus smarmy and full of finesse. Oi, I'm here to take your shit. Yeah, kind of like, what's her name in the Orc Pirate in EJ's series. Mantis Varied's house. 25. This is around on the other side of the buildings, I think. Amantius Electus's house. Solomon Jeanette. Here we go. Serador. All right. What time is it, by the way? I'm just casually showing up to their house at 10 p.m. Atlug, that's the name. Thank you, Aster.
It's an honor to finally meet you. When I heard you were in town, I just had to send for your help. Your reputation precedes you. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I am Serador.
Serador. Nice to meet you, Serador.
Likewise. Sorry to send Gillen's wife to get you in that manner, but it seems safer if we weren't seen on the streets right now. If you'll come with me.
Very well, lead on.
Watch your step.
Yeah, I think a necromancer build is not something you can do in vanilla Oblivion, right? Well, I guess you could, but it's more of a conjurer build. You just conjure undead instead of Daedra. But I think, Magus, you mentioned the Shivering Isles had some necromancy in it. And then the rest, I'm guessing, is mods. Am I following you? Yeah, go, buddy. Only a 1 summon limit in vanilla? I see. And I think I got a mosquito bite on my ankle. Itchy down there. Remastered fixes it. Nice.
I'm honored by your presence.
Yeah, no problem.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, there's Gillen. Met your wife.
You're
Lovely
now in
lady.
the sanctuary of the Order of the
Right in my
Virtuous
face,
Blood.
Gillen. Thanks.
Few outside our circle have ever set foot in our hallowed hall. We are, for lack of a better word, defenders. We guard the city from an infestation that plagues it. We are vampire hunters.
Vampire
I'm
hunters.
sure
There are
you are
vampires in the
familiar with
Imperial
these
City?
despicable
No.
beings, feeding on the innocent as if they were cattle. Well, this group was formed to combat them. Alas, we are but
4
3
summons?
old
That's
men,
awesome.
not able to match the fighting prowess of a vampire. We lack the strength to defeat them in battle.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with the character overhauls, with the face overhauls in this game, is that yes, a lot of the Altmer do look cross-eyed. And they all have like those weird bloodshot eyes too. They all kind of look like they have, and they have the dark bags under. They all look like they kind of have like substance abuse issues, right? They're all strung out on meth or something. Yeah, that's one of the complaints I have about the character models in this game. Still a huge improvement over the original, but yeah, the elves look kind of wonky. He otherwise looks really, yeah, I agree. All right, tell me more about this vampire.
Our goal is to root out the vampires that live in our fair city. So far, we've been unsuccessful finding one, until
Even
now.
a single one?
It's come
Okay,
to the
you did
Order's
find one.
attention that Temple District resident Roland Genseric is a vampire, and has already claimed one victim. That's where you come in. We want you to slay this vampire, and cleanse the city of his filth before he can feed or kill again.
Okay. So you all sounded just like crazy people until you actually found a vampire, and it took you a ton of time just to find that one. And coming off of our last quest line where there were false reports of vampire attacks, this does seem a little, dubious. All right, tell me more about Roland.
A few nights ago,
They do
I was
seem a little
roaming
more
the city as I often do, looking for any signs
careful,
of a
I guess,
vampire.
than the guards did
As I headed
in
past
Bruma.
Roland's house, I heard a cry. I rushed into the back garden to find Roland struggling with a woman he'd been courting. I tried to intervene, but he was too strong. He threw his lover to the ground and turned his attention on me. Luckily, I managed to run back into the street and escape his grasp. I hid for a while and then returned to the garden. Roland was gone, and the woman was dead. She had 2 puncture marks on the nape of her
Well,
neck.
sounds pretty damning.
That's when I realized he was a vampire. The Order needs you to track him and destroy him.
Roland Genseric. Is that sounds like a Breton name, doesn't it? Okay, you happen to know how I can find him?
I would start by searching his home. He hasn't been there for days, so it should be safe. Return to us here if you have questions. We meet at night.
Ironically, the whole council is vampires? Holy shit. Even Okado? Okay, let's see. Roland Genseric. Anything else you can tell me about Roland?
His home is located in the Temple District, right across the garden from my home, in fact. Ironic, isn't it?
A little bit. Okay, and I've fought vampires before, so this isn't my first rodeo, but you know anything else that can help me against this kind of enemy?
Vampires are nasty creatures. They drink the blood of others to conceal their true nature. Such trickery makes them difficult to find. You may ask Gillen Norvallo or Greythroat about these creatures as well. They've learned much.
Yeah, well, it looks like Gillen has been making out with my neck the entire time, so I'll definitely ask him when I also ask him to get off me. All right, and then anything about the Imperial City that you can tell me that might help?
Every time I walk past the temple, I'll remember that terrible day.
Well, that doesn't
and
help,
how
but
you
yeah,
and
that was a
Martin
crazy
delivered
day,
us from
right?
destruction.
Okay.
Who knows when Roland may strike
All right,
again?
Gillen.
You must.
My knowledge is at your disposal.
All right, then what can you tell me about Roland?
Roland was always a quiet man. It was only recently he'd met that young lady. Poor girl. We must avenge her death.
Surprised that the council didn't intervene, but they do send out basic vampires just to kill them off. To waste a pawn. Okay, and then what about vampires?
It's said that the bite of a vampire has the chance of infecting
Yeah, I've been
the
infected a
victim.
few times. Luckily, I was
If
able
this
to cure it.
occurs, they'll become a vampire in a few days. Be cautious.
Yeah, they tilt the eye up and out to get the more pronounced brow line, and that kind of makes the eyes face each other. I think you're right. And then when they move their eye from one side to the other, then it gets a little like they get misaligned, which makes them look even crazier. Gray Fox, we're not asking about the Gray Fox yet.
Watch your back.
Okay, Gray Throat.
How can I be of service?
What can you tell me about Roland?
Roland was very much the loner. He never married and was rarely seen outside his house. I'm surprised his secret wasn't discovered sooner.
You think, huh? And then what about vampires in
The
general?
vampire cannot exist in the daylight for long. As the sun's rays strike his flesh, it will burn as if on fire.
Yeah, right. Any rumors that might help?
All else is put aside to celebrate of our deliverance from
Yeah, a
evil.
lot of the
Thanks
Argonians
to
and Khajiit
Akatosh
look really
and his
good.
servant Martin.
A couple of them kind of have like a rubber Halloween mask quality to them, but this guy looks great. Most of them do, actually. And then orcs have a little different thing going on. They look more like a Warhammer orc to me, with like the huge pronounced lower jaw and the huge tusks and just the gnarled looking flesh all over the face, which is not like a bad change. I like the way that those look. It looks just a little bit out of place in Cyrodiil, I think. But again, those are nitpicks, not really huge complaints. I do really like the way the characters look in this game. Each vampirism strain is different. I believe there is up to 28 concurrent bloodlines, but only 18 are talked about. Wow, I don't even know about the 18. I know that there is Sanguinaris Vampiris, which is the one that you encounter in Cyrodiil here during the Oblivion crisis. And then there's the other one, the Volkihar blood in Skyrim during the Alduin crisis. And there's a Porphyric Hemophilia, which is related, I think. It's very similar.
Monument to our deliverance.
Yeah, that's Akatosh right there. Akatosh / Martin used the Amulet of the Kings to spill Akatosh's blood and combine it with his own to sort of invoke the avatar of Akatosh. So Martin Septum plus Akatosh equals this thing that we got here that fought off Mehrunes Dagon.
You beat that monster!
Dude, I did that like 4 days ago. You can calm down a little bit. Get some sleep. Go have some mead. Oh, I got him backwards. So Porphyric Hemophilia is Cyrodiil, and then Sanguinaire Vampiris is Skyrim. Okay, I got him backwards.
How can I assist you, champion?
Okay, what's next? We need to go stake out Roland Genseric's house. Right over here, huh? Okay, is there like a back entrance? I'm gonna have to sneak in. Not too sneaky in this full plate armor, am I? That was too quick. That was slow enough. There we go. Then there's the Sea of Elf Vampire Strain. Sea Elf Vampire Strain, forgot the name. Oh, are all Sea Elves vampires? Or is it just a vampire strain that just affects the Sea Elves? Okay, I've arrived at Roland Genseric's house. I should begin to search the place for any clues as to his whereabouts. Well... Oh my god. Slow down. There you go. Just household items. What a crock. He had like the top of the line lock just to lock up a pewter spoon, sackcloth sandals, and a roll of yarn. Doofus. Shopping list, huh? Apples, onions, lard, cheese, and milk. Does he actually need any of that? Handbill. When you need protecting, wear armor made at the best defense. Will keep you safe from the sharpest blades. Alright. Why did he hold on to that? Evar Stone Singer. Anything in the cupboard? Some raw meat. Basement behind a hard lock. What do we have up here? Alright, let's check out the bedroom first here. Bokahar, Quara, Aunde, Anthodis, Garlethi, Arvenu, Ulari, Lorezi, Montalion, Selenu. I'm gonna put like a voodoo hex on myself, aren't I? It's a dirty trick. And one bloodline of Cyrodiil, which we don't know the name of, and also LeMay's bloodline. Yeah, okay. That was like the original, right? Okay, anything in here? At least we're getting security training with all this. Take the gold. A recipe, huh? To create a potion of restore fatigue, combine any two normal foods, such as meat or seeds. Grind carefully with the mortar and pestle. Place the resulting powder in a small pestle and mix with ordinary clear water. Yeah, doesn't help much. Handbill. A fighting chance. Damage agility scroll. Nothing in the desk. We got the sack here. Nothing too concerning here. Jewelry box, anything? Maybe he keeps trophies from his victims. No, but I'll take all of that. Consider it payment. There's a skull here, which is a little suspicious, but not illegal on its own. Not really a smoking gun. See if we got anything in this chest over here. See if he's hiding anything. Of course, if he's hiding something, he's probably not hiding it in his bedroom. It's probably down in the basement. Of course, that's what most people would think. Just some weapons. Seems to be all about the armor and the weapons, huh? With these different handbills, like he's trying to create some sort of armory for himself. Like he's preparing for some kind of battle. Ah! Wasn't patient enough. I gotta start almost all over. Alright, what do we got down here? Open chest. I appreciate that. Nothing in the sack either, I don't think, right? No. Oh wow, we got like a whole bar down here. That's interesting. Another handbill. Another one for the best defense. Yeah, he's all about weapons and armor, isn't he? Shopping list. Side of beef, onions, corn, meat, 3 loaves of bread. Another handbill. 3 Brothers Trade Goods. Tamika Vintage 399. We needed that for, I think, Sanguine's quest. Found him in other places, though. Green wool shirt. Strong potion of might. Yeah, I'll take that. And some skooma, huh? Got a little of everything down here. Anything except for evidence, apparently. Because I ain't seeing shit. Lots of wine. Let's see, any kind of like hidden tunnels or anything? No journals. Nothing behind the wine rack there. Feel sorry for any women presented for pure-blooded vampire. Yeah, that sucks. That must have been so bad because they couldn't like even go into detail about it. It did kind of imply some kind of rape or sexual assault though. Which is terrible. This is the shopping list, handbill. Now, where spirits have lease, that's the one with the house in Anvil, the haunted house in Anvil. There was a journal entry. It was just a piece of paper that was basically invisible on the tile floor. So I wonder if there's something like that in here. And I think that is a remaster bug. I don't think that was from the original. Just have to be very diligent, very complete. Just comb every inch of the floor here. Yeah, shit, I don't see anything down here. I was sure there's gonna be something in the basement. Turns out there was not. No secret switches or buttons or anything. Look for the stone that looks different, yeah. Ah, there we go. Love letter from Ralphina. Yeah, this was the one that was invisible, basically invisible at the house in Anvil. But yeah, I thought this was just part of the cover of the book. It was not. I did remember seeing it, but... Okay. After searching Roland's home, I found a letter written to Roland from his girlfriend. It mentions a cabin where the two would meet. It's located east of the Imperial City in the Great Forest. I think this may be where Roland could be hiding. I should head out there immediately before he has a chance to escape. So east of Imperial City, in the Great Forest, that's over next to Cheydinhal, I believe. My dearest Roland, I cannot wait for you to return from Beville. My heart swells with joy as I know we will once again be soon together. I yearn for you every night. Okay. Y'all are going to be creaming your jeans soon, I can tell. I yearn for you every night that I look beside me in my bed and you are not there. How I wish I could have taken the journey with you, but I understand that these are dangerous times and I would only slow you down. When you return, perhaps we should get away from the chaos of the Imperial City. Let's go back to that cabin in the woods, the one where you said we would always be safe from the world. The one where you took me in your arms and sang songs of moonlight and happiness. The one where you said, I love you. Hurry, my love, Ralphina. Well, alrighty then. Now we're gonna go talk to the Order first, or are we heading right out to the cabin? We're heading right out to the cabin. Okay. This will give us a chance to look for any more Nern root. I think I've pretty much picked it clean on the North Shore Imperial City side over here. So I think what I'm going to do is take the southern route and look for any Nern route on the way around this shoreline here, and then we'll head over to the main road to Chaden Hall once we get back up there. So, okay. We'll head out through the west gates over here.
How can I assist you, champion?
All good, officer. Thank you very much. It'd be cool if there was a mod that you could become an actual dragon priest, not just clothing or basic lichdom. Yeah, and Nice Ion had one in the works for a long time, but he abandoned it. I don't know if development wasn't going well, or if he didn't think he was drumming up enough support for it, or if he just got sick of it. But he was hyping it up for a little bit and then just kind of dropped it. There is a map you could look up that shows the locations of all Nern route. Yeah, I'm trying to do this organically though. I'm only looking at guides in this playthrough if there's something that I can't find, like the journal entry for that Where Spirits Have Lease quest line, which turns out might have been a bug in the remastered version. Zonot Cave. Interesting, but this is not an elven ruin, nor is it a fort. So no Shadow Banished wine in there, and no Varla stones, so not interested. Yeah, I only need 13 Nern root left to finish up that quest line. And I've been trying to, I don't want to focus on it because that'd be boring as hell. I've been just looking in the areas that I've been traveling on and foot from quest marker to quest marker, you know. I mean, you can combine the Lichdom mod with Konarik's accoutrement and have some fun. You definitely could. You could do that. That would be a fun playthrough, huh? Any Nernies over here? No Nernies. Okay. Let's go for a quick dip, huh? A little night swim. We're going skinny dipping. No, we're not. Oh, here's one. I heard it. Yeah, in Skyrim, the Nern roots glow. They like emit a little bit of light so you can see them off in the distance. You could just go up to the northern coastline of the Sea of Ghosts, and if you have your draw distance set decently, then you can see where all the Nern root are at night. In this game, they don't glow, and the sounds that they make, they don't emit until you're very close to them. So they can be harder to find in this game than in Skyrim, in my opinion. Typically, they're around like these little rocky outcrops and stuff. You usually just don't see them popping out of the ground all by themselves anywhere. But they're typically always next to the water. They should be harder to find, you think? Harder than Oblivion or harder than Skyrim, or both? I think overall, Oblivion's quest writing is much better paced than in Skyrim. Skyrim, it kind of seems like they were written for people with ADHD. They just can't pay attention for very long, and so everything goes really fast. And it was a huge mainstream success, so maybe there was something to that. But in Oblivion, it like takes forever to get through even the Fighters Guild. But also like the college quest line takes forever. You have to go through, you have to go all over Cyrodiil to get those recommendations. Same with the Fighters Guild to do all those contracts. You're constantly going between Anvil and Coral and Cheydinhal over here to find the different guild leaders that'll give you contracts for your current rank. And they just send you all over the place for a long time before you can continue on with like the sort of quote-unquote main quest line for it. And the only one that really does that in Skyrim is the Thieves Guild quest line. And that's my favorite quest line in that game. It's just properly paced, unlike everything else. And there are mods that help a little bit, for sure. How we doing here? Oh, we're still very far away from where we need to be. So let's just focus on the coastline here. Got about 12 minutes left in the stream window here, so it's probably what we'll be doing for the rest of the stream, I think. Skyrim, they're a bit too loud, bright, just like Oblivion. Okay, I gotcha. I'm a bit saddened that Undeath Ascension wasn't ported to console, but was told it required SKSE. Yeah, that's how a lot of those mods are. That's a bummer, but you know, console mod support, even though it's limited with SKSE and stuff, it's you know, a lot better than it was back in the day. There's still a lot of mods out there that are fairly transformative. All right, another midnight dip here. You can do pretty well on Xbox with a modded experience. You got all the Anirim stuff, and you have that on PS4 now too, but not all of it works correctly, and it uses a packaging exploit to get the scripts in. So I could imagine that Sony might crack down on that at some point and remove all those mods. So PlayStation doesn't have it quite as good, but you still got some stuff, some good stuff there too. Better than playing vanilla, you know. Ah. Give me your soul, mud crab. Ended up in another soul gem somewhere. Pearls? Ah, there's a pearl. I don't know what you need pearls for in this game. Probably nothing. Just sell them off like other gems. Aha. You trying to zap me? I am immune, goblin. What's a tough one? Fatback Cave. Now a goblin warlord. Another tough one. No Nirnroot, huh? Yeah, in my experience, I think the Nirnroot and Skyrim are both easier to find, but also They're more plentiful. I don't know if they're more plentiful, but maybe they're just not as spread out because there's less water in Skyrim than there is in Oblivion. So they tend to be a little more concentrated where there is water. And you don't need as much of them when you collect them. For the Nirnroot quest lines in this game, you need 10, then 20, then 30, then 40. So you end up needing, what's that, like 100 Nirnroot? Ooh, 2 crabbies, huh? Who wants crab cakes? Yeah, like 100. Yep. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't found another Nirnroot since the last one. This is crazy. And I have not searched for them over here yet either. Nothing over here. Okay, how are we doing on the coastline? Still not close. Oh, geez. Mud crab coming in for a cuddle, I think. All right. That is the Arcane University up there. I have not seen Nirnroot up like on the top of a cliff wall. They need to typically be closer to water than that. So we'll just keep following the coastline here, next to the water. Though I have not seen them on a rock face either. Southeast tunnel. This must go into the sewers again. Yeah, there's a lot more of the sewers in the Imperial City than what you explore in the beginning of the game. There's a ton of it down there. Multiple entrances and stuff. One bash with the shield and that guy's dead. All right, how we doing? Been inching north. Yeah, here we go. We're just about there. I want to just check out this other islandy outcrop here. Check out the shoreline. And then we'll cross this little stream over here over toward Cheydinhal. And that is where the that cabin is going to be. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any more Nirnroot over here. Sideways cave. I've obviously not been here because I haven't discovered that cave yet. What do we got? Ooh, a Spriggan, huh? Alright, Black Bear, give me your soul. Nice. Easy enough. Definitely harder than 30 Crimson in Blackreach, which is around the size of Imperial City. Yeah. You can find all 30. Yeah, I have a route that I take every time when I'm doing that quest line, and it is worth it to find those Crimson Nirn route because they do give you a chance to double up your potions. So it's not a throwaway quest. You do want to do it, but if you have like a route that you take, they can be really easy to find, and like you said, you can get them all really quickly. Saw a slaughterfish jump out of the water there. I don't see him now though. He must be deeper down. Sometimes there are Nirn root around the piers over here too, and I do not see one. Sideways cave, awkward to enter, I bet. Yeah, probably. They just bolted all the furniture onto the side of the corridors. Be very disorienting. Okay. More mud crabs. At least I'm getting my weapon all charged up. That's good. Man, now you guys got me. We were talking about sushi earlier, and now I want sushi. Oh, I hear one. Back behind me, I think. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It was worth the trip. Worth the trip for that one Nirn route. Where are we at now? Am I over 30 yet? At 30. We need 10 more. 10 more Nirn route. And we can turn it in and be done with it. I don't even think I get an achievement for this. Oh, there's another one. I see it. Oh, and here's where you start the game. Okay, let's head back down south here. And then we'll cross over to the east. I think there's another mud crab chasing me. Whatever. Whatever. Get some acrobatics training on the way. There we go. Athletics up too. I'll take that. I'll take that. Vilverin. Yeah, of course. Oh, actually, this is the exit where you start the game. Right after you get one more chance to change your class or whatever. This is where you come out. You hear sushi? Well, if you hear sushi, then you probably don't want to eat it, I'm guessing. I hear Nirn root. I'm thinking of sushi because we were talking about sushi earlier. Maldorath, how's it going, buddy? Macadamia's in the chat. Fort Urusek. I think I've been here. Yeah, I have. All right. No Shadow Banished wine there, I don't think. But there is... It's like a goblin warlord over there. Let's kick this guy's butt. Ooh, man, he got me good with that. Holy shit. Get up. Wow, that took me out of commission. What did you... Was that a paralysis poison or something? God, what a dick. Just let me kill you easily. Thank you. Oh, and we got a rat. Okay, now we're on the right road.
You have my ear, citizen.
Oh, do you want it back? I didn't realize I had your ear. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Probably in miscellaneous. And no, I don't see any ears. I have a book. Corn? Maybe I have corn? Maybe that's the kind of ear he was talking about? No, I don't have any corn. Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have any ears. And now you're just walking away? You're gonna accuse me of having one of your ears and then you're just gonna walk away? I'm trying to... Alright. Ears to you, my good fellow. Corn would be out of place in Oblivion. Yeah. That would make you feel like a bit of a freak on a leash. That's why people join the stream, is the silly banter.
Am I supposed to be impressed?
And the dad jokes. Okay. Now we're getting closer to this cabin. Lightning spells were stronger in Morrowind, frost spells in Cyrodiil, and fire in Skyrim. Interesting. Like, just they do more damage? So restoration must be a completely valid school of magic in Oblivion. Totally is. One of the best. Those fortify attributes, they do a lot. I think you have to spell it out for him, Jack. Silly? What do you mean? This is all very serious talk. I've arrived at Roland's cabin. I should proceed inside to see if he's there. I should be cautious. The Cyrodiil warned me that vampires could be very dangerous. You don't think? I also have the ridiculous bubble effect on my my character here. Let's see if a quick load will help. I should have gone in with my weapon drawn just in case.
Stay away.
Roland.
Go away. I know what you're here for. Just leave me alone.
You don't seem like a vampire. I have it on good authority that you are a vampire.
Vampires? Why would you ask me about those filthy creatures?
Cyrodiil says you're a vampire.
That bastard. Cyrodiil dares accuse me of being a vampire? Me? Ha! He's the one who is the vampire.
You know, I don't know why, but I believe him. What do you have against Cyrodiil?
I can't believe him. I knew he would try and pin this on me. If only I could get my hands on him.
Calm down and explain, Roland.
I'm sorry. I've been hiding up here in this cabin and I've forgotten my manners. Try and understand. I loved her. I'd never harm her. Ralphina was the love of my life. For the first time, I had a positive outlook. Then I saw Cyrodiil looking at her with those coveting eyes. When she started taking walks in the garden at night, I became suspicious. I didn't want to lose her. I should have trusted her. Oh, Ralphina.
Did I miss something? I'm trying to figure out what I missed. I'm not trying to ignore anything. I thought I got everything. The corn thing, yeah, I made the freak on a leash joke. Restoration is a valid school of magic. I got it. I don't know. I missed it. What happened last night? Or what happened that night?
I must let someone else know. That night, I decided to follow Ralphina. I wanted to see where she went on her walks. When she stopped in the garden and Cyrodiil stepped out of the shadows, my heart sank. Then suddenly he was upon her. She seemed entranced as he wrapped his arms around her and sank his teeth into her neck. I burst from my hiding place and attacked Cyrodiil. He became startled for a moment and tossed Ralphina aside. She fell to the ground, and I heard a sickening crack as her head struck a stone. I was no equal to Seridor. He knocked me down in one quick movement. As I lost consciousness, I saw him laugh and then run away. Now I know why he didn't finish me that night. He wanted to cast suspicions on me instead.
Yeah, but to go out of his way to accuse someone else of doing what he himself is seems like it would arouse more suspicion in his general direction. I don't know. NPCs aren't that smart. Why didn't you tell someone?
I panicked. By the time I awoke, her body was gone. I knew Seridor was a respected member of the community. They'd never believe he was a vampire. I
Well, that
retreated
makes
into
sense.
the cabin to collect my thoughts.
So what do you know about vampires?
I suppose you must decide what to do. Are you going to kill me?
No, I'm not going to kill you. I believe
Thank you. I'm happy you gave me a chance to explain.
So what to do about Seridor now?
I know about Seridor and his secret order. What better way for a vampire to hide than to pretend he hunts them? You may want to speak to Phintius at the first edition
You
bookshop
gently
in
caress the
market
like
district
butt.
of the city. I know he goes there occasionally. I doubt that he's told Gillen and Greythroat anything, but you could always try.
Actually, smashing and gently tapping in succession can be quite effective. Oh yeah, it can. That button. Nice. Okay, thanks for the clarification. You can't do it to a butt too, and it can't be pleasant, but...
As you know, the vampire can't remain in sunlight. I'd wager that you'll never see Seridor outside during that time of day.
Yeah, most likely. All right.
Remain leery of Seridor. He's much more cunning than you may suspect.
Well, no, he's done well so far. Oh, this is what I think Canis was saying, that everybody in the council is a vampire. It's everybody in that brotherhood. I see. All right. Let's see. Are we just gonna fight vampires now? I'll keep the stream going a little bit longer if this is the end of it. Don't want to cut it short, you know? Think there's a Letterkenny skit about caressing the butt?
Annoying creatures. I can't stand the
Is
sight
the
of
butt
those
an
creatures.
erogenous zone?
Take care.
I think it can be. Who am I talking to here? The book guy? Phintius?
I hope I can help.
You were kind of an asshole to me when I was looking for those commentaries books. But what can you tell me about Seridor?
Seridor? He comes in from time to time. Usually it's when he's out shopping. He always comes in with a large amount of travel food in his bag. Then
Travel food,
sometimes
huh?
he buys a few books. I asked him once about it, and he said that he goes out of the city on business trips.
That is suspicious.
I think I overheard him once mention Memorial Cave to another patron of mine, but he never talked to me about it directly.
Memorial Cave. Where's that?
Yes, it's outside of the Imperial City. I heard it's a place where many of the heroes from past wars are buried. Sort of a subterranean graveyard. I just assumed Seridor had a relative that died and is buried there. Not many people go out there anymore, as the route is dangerous. But Seridor's a stubborn one. Takes integrity for a man to risk his own life to honor the fallen. I admire him for that. I looked it up once in an old atlas I had in stock. Here, let me mark it on your map.
Well, that's convenient. Thank you, sir.
Good day.
Oh,
Anytime now.
still an asshole, I guess. Okay, Memorial Cave. Where are we headed? Oh, yeah, we do have that on the map. Let's go there. Man, I'm getting hungry. I want sushi. Wonder if I can talk my wife into sushi. Probably wouldn't be too hard. Wouldn't it be funny if they did dialogue like cartoons and only the mouth moved and not the chin or anything? Yeah, I know exactly what cartoons you're talking about. I think Conan O'Brien did sketches like that before too. Like they did the Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Bill Clinton ones. Those were hilarious. I think it was the same guy that, or the same guys that did both of them all the time. Only Oblivion had nuke spells like Dark Hierophant. Yeah, I haven't played with those, the kitty tail stuff. I haven't played with those yet. They're on my list of things to install and make builds off of, but it's just way too much stuff right now. I've entered Memorial Cave. It's now being used as a vampire den. I need to see if I can find Sarador in here and put a stop to his charade. Alright. Let's freaking do it. Let's kill anything that moves. Oh, okay. Typical vampires. They have wolves to guard their dens. Okay, Gloom Wraiths need magical weapons in order to be damaged, so block bashing will have no effect against them. Oh, here comes a vampire. Gotcha. Daedric War Axe. I don't think I need one of those anymore. There was a time I was desperately looking for a Daedric War Axe and couldn't find it, but I've got plenty of them now. Do a quick save. Boom shakalaka. Yeah, I can still see you. Barely, but I can see you. Vampire Assassin goes down. Yeah, nothing else doing in there. Man, it had some high-level arrows, though. That would have hurt. She were to get any off on me there. Okay, any other chests or anything to loot in this? Area before I move on? Doesn't look like it. Oh, we got Daedric gear over here. Or at least a helmet. Those can be rare too. Vampire Knight, huh? Orcus Cuirass.
Take that!
Daedric helmet, Daedric War Axe. Looks like Daedric boots and an ebony shield. Ebony gauntlets as well. Yeah. Nothing else needed. Oh, I see you. Definitely evasive, even if I still can see them. When they start moving around, it gets harder. Enchanted weapon is about to deplete. Okay. Switch to bashing. Let's take a beat to recharge our weapon. A bunch of greater soul gems with petty souls in it. Great. That's where all those mud crab souls went. Still not in any trouble here. Kill the pilgrim. Okay. Vampire Witch Hunter. Yeah, the Witch Hunter is unarmored. Archery. No sneak. Unarmored and no sneak is a kind of a tough combo, but that's what the Witch Hunter does. And then for its main means of defense, they use Conjuration, I think, for the meat shields. And just straight up mobility. But yeah, Witch Hunter doesn't sneak. No armor. Which, you know, doesn't sound very strong, but it does make it interesting as a class, I think. Okay, this is where Saradur is, and then we'll check these two little corridors out on the way back, I think. Karen Bolit have restore health properties to them, which is good. I see Saradur. I see his toilet swirly haircut over there. Let's get prepped here. Repair everything up, charge up the weapon. All right, let's go get him.
You fool! Did you really think that I'm surprised to see you here? I let you find me. What better place to get rid of you than all the way out here?
Mm-hmm.
No messy bodies left behind. No evidence. I was sloppy last time with Roland's lover, and I won't make the same mistake twice.
Well, I just got rid of your whole coven or whatever.
I'll find Roland and finish what I started. I knew hiring you was a mistake, but I had to keep up appearances. The damned Order insisted we get you into the picture. I think after I'm done with Roland...
You've contracted porphyric hematite? Yeah, I saw it. I just wait till the end of the dungeon, because it doesn't really do much good to cure your disease in the middle of a vampire den, because you're just going to recontract it again. Let's do this. Got him with the Atmoran Rage there. Nice. Okay, let's clear out the rest of the cave and then we'll call it a stream. There's got to be like a boss chest or something around here, doesn't there? What's the next step? I kind of hit the button, not knowing that there was going to be a dialogue that popped up there. I've slain Saradur. I should return immediately to Roland's cabin and give him the news. Okay, yeah, I'll go do that. I'll go do that for him. Cure disease spell in Oblivion default. Heck yeah, boy. Something that they don't give you in Skyrim. I think Anai adds it on maybe through Apocalypse or Odin or something like that, and I'm almost completely sure that Simon added it to Mysticism. Do a little casual grave robbing here. Decent amount of gold in that one. Wisp stocks I don't need. Barrel. Odd that there's a barrel all the way over here. I mean, with all the access to any temple shrine, it's not even needed in Skyrim. Yeah, not really. It's nice to have it though. You can't get debuffed by diseases though, so it is nice to have a portable way to do it. Especially on higher difficulty, like if you're playing legendary from the get out, and then you get like rock joint early on for like a warrior type character, that can really cripple you on those higher difficulty levels. So typically, especially if I'm playing like a permadeath or something like that, I will try to have cure disease potions on me at all times if I can. Okay. Have I explored the whole thing here now? I think I have. Yep, okay, so just go straight and then go left. And then we'll do just a little fast travel skippity-doo-dah over to Roland's cabin. Let him know. Hopefully finish off the quest, or we're probably going to have to get rid of the rest of the order there. Of the virtuous blood. And should probably take the opportunity to cure ourselves. Yes, we have drained fatigue of porphyric hemophilia. So, whoops. Self-cast spells. Cure disease, yes please. Now how is... Yeah, still not debuffed. Man, I had so many afflictions. At the beginning of the stream, I can't believe I played for so long like that. There were some bad ones in there too.
I hope you're here to bring me good news.
Indeed. Sarador is dead, buddy.
He's dead? Oh, thank goodness. I feared I'd never be able to leave here, or worse, that he would come for me. I can finally return home. The ironic thing is that I think the Order of the Virtuous Blood should continue its work. Perhaps I'll speak to the others. Yes, I think that the Order will live on. Give me time to make arrangements and meet me in Sarador's basement.
Sarador's basement, alright.
Let us never speak of that abomination again.
Sarador? I mean, okay, if you don't want to even talk about him. Anything new on vampires?
Horrid creatures. I hope we never see one in the Imperial City again.
Yeah, fat
I'll
chance.
see you in the Imperial City.
Fat chance. All right, I think I'm probably going to call the stream here. This quest probably doesn't have much longer to it, but I need to get some rest, get some food. You know, all the good stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. If you like what you saw here, go ahead and check the link in the descriptions down below. A lot of the people in stream right now, they do have their own channels on Twitch and YouTube and all that. So a lot of us do run in the same circles online. If you liked hanging out with us here, you probably find a lot of the same usual suspects over there as well. So do check that out. I do also have a Discord. Link is also in the description there. Talk with all the same people there as well. But I think that is it for me, guys. I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my weekend. I hope that you do the same, and I will catch you next time. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye.